Chapter 7, 60s and 8s. It doesn't matter how long you've been at Liverpool, there's always one challenge facing every player for the first day you report back to pre-season training. To prove yourself, you can be the kid coming out of the academy or a big money signing or someone who has played a few hundred games. The minute you take your foot off the pedal, you think you've got it cracked, you're in trouble. You know by now that I have never operated in any kind of comfort zones. I came back in the summer of 2016 ready to rock and roll. It was going to be a massive season for us all, with Jurgen really getting down to work. And while I felt physically good, not to mention reassured that after the gaffer had said to me following the Europa League final, a big part of me was very anxious. Jurgen had a new role for me in mind, playing as a number 6 in a 4-3-3 system. He didn't have any doubts that I could be effective there. But this is a whole new world for me. Screening the defence and hastening my natural instincts. Natural fucking instincts, he says. Natural fuck. This man. Now I'm going to be the B of the team. Setting the tempo. Dictating the play. It's like any new challenge. You ask yourself good questions. Am I good enough? No. To do this and time to settle. You can see then why I have so much anxiety. Not only was I trying to prove myself good enough to be at Liverpool, I was trying to prove myself to a different part of a team. Of course, there were times where I had found doubts. I'm sure everyone doubted about me. Man, this book is so in depth. It's so in depth. I didn't make a great start to the role. No, you fucking didn't. We won our opening game away at Arsenal, but it was a goal fest. I wasn't sure I controlled the area of the front of our back four in the way I was supposed to. We lost the next game against Burnley at Turf Moor 2-0. And I looked lost. I felt lost. I got plenty of criticism and I deserved it. People generally misfired about why Jurgen was playing me there. We had signed Sadio Mane and Gini Wijnaldum last summer, and Jurgen's team was trying to take shape. Loris Karius has been brought in from Mainz, and we gradually take over from Simon Mignolet in goal. Gini was brought in to play the 8, and that was obviously one of the reasons why I was being moved to the 6. But a defensive midfielder in a 4-3-3 formation is a very difficult role to. I'm an 8. Did the gaffer not think I could play that role? More questions. I was pleased to be in the team, but I didn't really know how to take it. He brought Adam in as a number 8 on the other side, switched him from a more attacking role. That was where I assumed I'd be playing. It was an interesting development, and immediately it paid off. Playing Adam there was a stroke of genius, and I wondered why he hadn't been playing there his whole career. He was well classed in that position. No, he weren't. Chill. Everything Jurgen wanted from him there, Adam gave him: energy, counter press and aggression, and ability on the ball to create things. His touch and his positioning, he was a revelation. This book, man. This book. Shall I read another page? Yeah. So Genie and Adam, and those positions nailed down. And I thought that Emre Can was a more natural 6 than me. And I know he had a good relationship with the manager. I was questioning myself. Am I a squad player now? The doubts came back. Jurgen told me he was going to try me as a 6 before it played a lot into my strengths. He must have liked what he saw in pre-season and training, because he persevered with me there. My energy levels were good. The difficult part for me was the discipline. When I should have been sitting and patrolling, suddenly you would see me sprinting in behind the defence or counter-pressing high up the pitch and leaving space where I should be. To begin with, I felt like I was playing with handcuffs on. I couldn't do what was natural, and I was fighting the urge all the time. There were some games where I was miles off, or where I looked exactly what I was, a novice, learning a new position. There was noise from outside, questions about why he was playing me at the 6 and how I couldn't do the job there. I thought he would take me out of the team after the game at Turf Moor, but he stuck with me. He coached me on that position and told me what he wanted. There was elements of that. There was elements of it that I was good at. When we lost the ball, I could react and win it ball quickly. I thought I could influence the game more elsewhere, but the gaffer wanted me to do the new job, and what he wants is what I've got to do, because that's the best for the team. Whoever wrote this book should be arrested. The fact that he stuck with me gave me confidence. He could see something in me that I couldn't necessarily see. I gradually began to feel more comfortable. These are the pages. These are the pages of one Jordan Henderson. It's Jack and Ori time with Jamie Phillips. Everyone sit back and relax. We're going to get the phone lines opened in a minute. A big moment really came early on, when I scored in a 2-1 win at Stamford Bridge. Ooh. On a Friday night, I don't mind saying it was part of one of my favourites. A right foot curler that flew past Thibaut Courtois into the top corner. And I say it as on the way to that win, I had a bit of confidence now. And I also had a new understanding of what Jurgen wanted me to improve in my game a lot. And I started to see the game differently. When you're a 6, you can see everything in front of you. It made me a high performance player. Yeah. In 2 different positions, I generally owe him so much. I didn't think I had the attributes or the qualities to do what he wanted, but I grew and grew in that position. And by midway through the season, I was anchoring a team that was solidly in the top 4 and heading for finishing position. that meant we could achieve the prime objective of qualification for the Champions League. Unfortunately, I missed a big chunk of that second season with another metatarsal injury. I didn't break it this time, but I kicked the bottom of someone's foot in training. And after we had just beaten Tottenham 2-0 at Anfield in February 2017, and their studs impacted on my metatarsal, it caused a build-up of fluid and bruising off the bone, which was getting worse every time I played and forced me to the sidelines. It was horrible sitting going through run-ins, but the elements of comfort was provided by being a backup to the top four and opportunities that would present with us. The team was evolving. First, we signed Mo from Roma that summer. It was a statement of intent because he was a second. It was a club record buy. And Andy Robinson from Hull. One more page. With Oxlade-Chamberlain arrived before the window closed. I was delighted we had Ox. Someone I'd played with in a different level for England. And I had been out at the scouting department telling them he'd be perfect for us. Right, that's it right there. Let me read that line one more time. Clear my throat, right? Oh, let me read that line one more time, right? I was delighted when we got Ox, someone I played with in different levels for England. And I had been on a scouting department telling them he'd be perfect for us. Wow. He was on the scouting department telling the scouts that Oxlade-Chamberlain would be perfect for us. Wow. Oh, my word. He'd be perfect for us. It was the first time the famous front three of Mo, Bobby and Sadio had played together. People talk about MSN, Messi, Suarez and Neymar, and BBC, Benzema, Bale, Cristiano Ronaldo at Real Madrid. That's not the only BBC they talk about. But I wouldn't have swapped our front three for either of those trios. I started 2017, 2018 in the same position. There were still times I struggled. I suppose you could say our difference was in a period of transition. And there were certain moments that I felt I didn't protect them well enough. One of those occasions when we played Sevilla away in the group stages of the Champions League in November caused me a real crisis of confidence about playing in as a sixth. It was a crazy match from start to finish. In the Esteno Romeo Sanchez, Bobby put us 1-0 up after 85 seconds, which was the fastest Liverpool goal in Champions League. And by half-time, we were 3 up and cruising towards qualifying for the last 16 of the competition with a game to spare. This is what it was all about. We were playing well. The atmosphere was brilliant. But we came in the second half and everything changed. We got sucked into a wave after wave of their attacks. They created chance after chance, and I didn't know how to stop it. It ended with Pizarro grabbing an equaliser for them, getting on the loose ball just before me. Oh, God. Oh, I gotta love Hendo. Oh, I love Hendo. Bye-bye. Right, welcome. welcome. Oh, how's everyone doing? How is everyone doing? I hope you're all doing good. That was a few pages from the chapter of Jordan Henderson's biography. I hope you enjoyed it. We're learning stuff in there. Jordan Henderson was part of the scouts that bought Oxlade-Chamberlain. Who would have known? And then there's things in there as well that still are relevant today. So he was talking about 2017 now, when we were 3-0 up against Sevilla in the Champions League and it ended 3-3. And now we can see chance after chance after chance. That was 2017. We're in 2023. There's no difference. No difference in our team whatsoever. Yeah, he still don't know how to stop it, as Eunice says. You're the sixth and you still don't know how to stop it. It's like nothing. Like, Hendo, it's time to go. It's time to leave. Endo, we love you, but man, I mean, what else we got in here? Has anyone read this book, by the way? Has anyone actually got this book, or am I the only sod who's got it? Let me know in the chat. Let me know. Let me know. Where was I? Where was I? I've lost my page. It's time to go. Big up, Claude. Rest in peace. Oh. What's this? Oh, about Luis Suarez. There's lots in this book, guys. There's lots in this book. England, weight of feeling. Oh my God. This book, man. The Sevilla game was a low point for me. But things got better after that. Arsenal, that time we were trying to outscore teams, but we were conceding plenty of goals ourselves. We were never really up for the hunt for the title that season. We had beaten Brighton on the final day to ensure that we finished in the 4th place in the Premier League and qualified for the Champions League again. The following year, but then that season had come to be dominated by our run out in the Champions League final. I had a conversation with a friend before Christmas, and we were both in the same mind. The trip to Kiev in May might not be out of the question, and things took off after. We had beaten Porto quite comfortably in the last 16. It set up a clash with Man City in the quarterfinals, one that nobody gave us much hope of winning. City would get 100 points in the Premier League that season, and the majority of pundits expected them to deal with us. But we ran all over them in the first half of the first leg, winning 3-0. We had to survive the storm in the return in Manchester, but again, we got through it. Mo equalised just after half time to make it 1-0 before Bobby clinched the victory. I was suspended that night. That's why we went through. And had to sit through the torture from the director's box. But the lads did brilliantly. We were flying now. We couldn't wait for what was to come. Roma in the semis was surreal. We demolished them in the first leg at Anfield and were 5-0 up after 69 minutes. We're getting a glimmer of hope by conceding 2 late goals. We repeated the trick in the second leg. We're level at 2-2 on the night. Yeah. Oh, that book, man. That book. Big up, guys. Big up. Don't worry, the read long won't last. I'm going to get the phone lines open in a minute and get you guys in on everything Liverpool, guys, on everything Liverpool. Oh, man. I want to hear from everyone in the calls today, all the callers. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your opinions and everything in the game yesterday between Liverpool and Chelsea. Anything you guys feel like I was wrong in any of my comments earlier, anything like that, what you think the season ahead's going to look like now, everything, guys. We're going to get you guys in a bit. Quite a lot of stuff coming up on the channel, obviously, on Friday. Don't forget, we've got a big live stream. On Friday. Got Gunali, Tariq, and Igal on the channel doing a Liverpool Arsenal preview. So a big show on Friday. Yeah, a lot to look forward to. Guys. So big up to everyone here. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Why is Twitter turned into a dog, by the way? I'll be wanting to know that. Right. Let's put the link in the chat. Yeah, I'll get Jerry to join. Jerry's a cool man. Yeah, link in the chat, guys. What I do, I'll pin the link at the top, man. I'll pin the link at the top for people to come in and have their say. It's the call show. So it's for you guys to come in and have your say on everything Liverpool related, the game yesterday, what we do with Jurgen Klopp transitioning this team, all that stuff, guys. All right, let's get everyone in. There we go. Jenny, you got your YouTube on. I can hear your YouTube, Jenny. Turn your YouTube off, Jen. Cheers. All right, guys, how is everyone?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Good. Mike, Paul, you good?
Yeah. All good.
All good, man. All good. Jenny, you good?
Yeah.
Awesome. Right, guys, chat to me. Come on, let's talk. Go on, Jenny. You go. Go on, Jenny. Go for it.
I am so angry, Jamie.
Go on it. You're angry. Go for it.
I like the Coleman Quadruple, Jamie.
Say that again, Jenny. Jurgen Klopp.
We will go Klopp.
Ooh, you're angry at Jurgen Klopp, are you?
Yes.
Why are you angry at Jurgen Klopp? Let me know, Jen.
Because we didn't make any countries at all. And we don't know how to get a ball at all, Jamie.
We were lucky to get a draw. There is no doubt about that. We were very, very lucky to get a draw, Jen.
I think I could do better, Jamie.
Yeah, you could do better. Jenny for Liverpool manager. There we go. She's putting her hat. She's putting her hat on the line there. Big up, Jen. Big up, Jen. Jen, everyone's angry. That's not. That's everyone is angry right now. There's no doubt about it. How is everyone else? Edward, how are you, my man?
I'm good, thanks. And you?
All good, fella. All good. So, guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about Liverpool-Chelsea yesterday. I want everyone's opinion on it. Let's start with Bruno. Bruno, Liverpool-Chelsea yesterday.
That performance against Chelsea was absolutely dead. It was revolting. It was like I was watching a horror film that I couldn't take the glass. It was like I was going into a cinema watching a horror film that I couldn't take the 3D glasses off. It was absolutely dead. What in the name of garbage was Jordan Henderson doing? Huh? What in the name of garbage was that? If anything, Alisson should have just gone and pushed him to the ground. Right? Because his performance was dead. You are the captain. You are the person that's holding the armband on your arm. What in the name of garbage? We bought this guy from Sunderland for £20 million in 2012. I would terminate this guy's contract. I would have this guy's contract terminated.
Come on, he's your captain. Respect it.
I'm with you.
Right? I mean, true, but
mountains and molehills.
But Bruno, you can't really replace Henderson, can you? You know what I mean? He's your captain, and Klopp, you must be seeing him in the training ground, so he must be doing something right, surely.
No, I totally disagree with that.
Totally, I couldn't agree. I disagree with that as well. Totally.
But yeah.
It's not just him. There were other players on that pitch that were. In fact, the whole team was bad. The whole team was bad. It was just awful, right? The same happened against City. It was diabolical. What in the name of garbage? It was a waste of 90 minutes. I basically wasted 90 minutes of my life watching that dead, spineless, revolting, uninspiring performance. Some of those players have to go. I've said
exactly. No passion, no desire.
Fabinho, go. Get out of it. Henderson, get out of it. Gone. Right? No, none of this playing sentimentals. None of this. Oh, let's keep him until 2068. No, got to go. Enough is enough.
We're now Sentimental FC.
Sentimental FC, man.
That's
Jamie.
I don't know.
That's how you guys have become.
Yeah, I feel like people are being too harsh.
I agree
on certain individuals because I don't think that that anyone, like, you can't look at yesterday's game and be angry. I'm sorry. Like if you expected anything differently, then that's on you.
Chelsea are shit. Chelsea are shit, mate. You should be beating them.
No, it isn't about that. It isn't about that. It's about the season as a whole. And you can't look at yesterday's performance and tell me that anything surprised you. So if nothing surprised you, then there shouldn't be outrage, if that makes sense. Like, in the sense of, I'm more upset that we ran a 4-3-3. Like, I don't even care about the lineup. Like, whatever. Jordan Henderson played, but like, you got to start looking at the root of things. And I think that the players are being put in positions that I would never expect them to perform in. So I have to have a modicum of sympathy for them, because they're being put in a position where they are unable to succeed, and that's not on them. But I mean, I will give you, certain players are atrocious and do need to go.
Exactly, facts. But Jamie, can I have my say now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you lot, yeah, as I said yesterday, like, that was shocking. Liverpool should be winning that game. Chelsea are 11. They have been pathetic this season, and I'm starting Henderson. Like, I mean, it was wrong, but I'm not angry at him for calling out Alisson, because Alisson was making a few little mistakes. So and he's also the captain. Yes, Henderson deserves to go, but for that instance, it is what it is. But again, like, why didn't he start Mo Salah? Because this was the more winnable game out of Chelsea. Why didn't he start like someone better in the midfield instead of Henderson? So you should blame Klopp. You know what I mean? Because it's him who set up the team to be dominated by a managerless Chelsea.
I agree.
I'll get to Klopp in a minute.
Go on, Bruno.
In fact, I'll get to Klopp right now. What in the name of garbage is he doing, taking off Darwin Núñez and putting on a flipping 37-year-old James Milner? A flipping James Milner, who's pretty much the age of Cristiano Ronaldo.
He's swapping off with Salah, not Milner.
Well, regardless, it doesn't matter. What in the name of
taking him off like that? This is what pissed on. Go ahead, and I want my say after that. I'm really pissed off.
The 4-3-3 formation. Why is he constantly using that dead formation? It doesn't work. I've said this on this show 3-4 times. It doesn't work. Get rid of it. The high line. Why is he using the high line when you have teams?
Einstein's fear of insanity. Keep saying it.
Get rid of it. It doesn't work.
Exactly. It doesn't work. And if you play like this against Arsenal, you're gonna get stuffed, mate. You know what I mean?
If we play like that against Arsenal, it's gonna finish 8-0 Arsenal. Watch.
Exactly, mate. No Anfield, mate. And as a Gunner myself, I'm very confident to beat you guys. I don't care about the records, man. Records are irrelevant, and we're gonna put you in our rear view mirror. You know what I mean?
Go on, Edward. Edward wanted to have a chat. Let Edward have a chat. Edward wanted to have a. Go on, Edward.
Okay, thanks, Jamie. Just a couple of points, really. I wanted to think. My first point is on the Henderson and the midfield in general, really. I mean, about the situation with Alisson last night. I personally think it's mountains and molehills. If Alisson needs to make the captain aware that he called for a ball before it being put in a dangerous position by a defender, then he should be. That's why he is the captain. That's why Alisson looks pissed, because it isn't one down, just one scoring off against the other. Alisson's making his point to the captain about decision making about other players, who in turn then raised it with the player in question. Tensions are running high at the moment, and that's why he sees kind of teamsmanship and no accountability from the players. And that's what's really there's no accountability. And talking about the midfield in general and who should go and who should stay, I think the three midfielders that should go are Milner, Ox, and Naby go. And why I'd keep Henderson is I want 9 midfielders in the squad next season. I'd have Henderson as either 8th or 9th in rotation. Say, for example, in my ideal world, we sign Bellingham, Ugarte, and Mount. That's 3. Then Machetic and Fabinho is 4 or 5. Then Thiago is 6. And then you have Jones, Elliott, Henderson. I think Jones will stay because of the homegrown quota. So you've got those 3 fighting up for the other remaining spots. It can't be all done in one window. It needs to be done over an amount of time. So this season coming up, get rid of those 3. And then over the course of the other season going into 24, 25, Hendo goes, Fabinho goes, Thiago goes. So that way you have a slow process of, because you can't just get rid of all 9 and bring all 9 in one window. It won't work like that. You need some continuity in there. And my second point is about Klopp, and it's about, and now this is specifically about the fan base in general. So not the fan base on Danish chat or the fan base on Cottage or online or whatever. This really pisses me off now, because after one bad, you can define it as bad, as terrible, whatever you want to define it as. It's a terrible season. Yet for the past 5 seasons, we've had superb performances from Klopp, building the team, and up against the chief of Manchester City, we were only denied the titles and other trophies. Yet a few bad months, and all of a sudden, this fan base online, he's got to go, got this. You can't give him the grace period of the year to see what he can do with new players. I agree fundamentally that the system has got to change. But he needs players to do that. You can't change the system with the players in this team now. So for me, I want to give him the chance. I want him to have the resources to buy the players he wants to buy, and I want him to change the system with those players. And if he doesn't change the system, then I will be on him. I want him to have the resources to buy the players he needs to do that. And he currently hasn't had that. And he's currently had one bad year. And the fan base to be on him after one bad year just makes my blood boil.
Fair enough, mate.
Okay, can I just quickly say something? Add to this, right? You talk about that, but 1920 when we won the title, who did we get the following summer? Adrian, Sepp Vandenberg, and Harvey Elliott. Do you want me to repeat that again? Yeah? Sepp Vandenberg, Harvey Elliott, and Adrian. And the following summer, he didn't buy anybody. I'm sorry, you can't just sit here and accept this. We are Liverpool Football Club. We are not Derby County. We are not Millwall. We are not Scunthorpe. We are not Macclesfield Town. We have high standards at this club. High standards, high expectations.
That's me.
We are not Tottenham.
Exactly, mate.
Liverpool. Right? I expect title-winning seasons. I expect doubles. I expect trebles. I expect title-winning seasons. I want to see Man United fans getting upset. I want to see Man United fans getting all angry and pissed off. I want to see this. How many times do I have to say this? I've said this 100 times. Right? We are Liverpool Football Club. There are standards to this. We don't accept finishing 4th. That's not good enough. If you do finish 4th, okay, well done. See you next season. Yeah, we don't go partying and dancing and celebrate. If you get 4th place, okay, see you next season. Turn off the screen. Bye-bye. See you later. See you next season. We don't go partying and dancing as if we've won a trophy, but we're fitting Tottenham. We're not Tottenham. We are the bride that's getting married. We are not the bridesmaid who is giving the bride away for a better analogy.
Exactly. Liverpool are the biggest club in the UK. Arguably, by the way, because I just think United are bigger than than Liverpool, and Liverpool shouldn't accepting mediocrity. And this is one of Liverpool's worst runs since 1993. And this is Klopp, by the way. Klopp is having similar stats to Graham Souness, and you old Liverpool fans know that. Even you, Jamie, know how crap Souness was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, hang on, 12 man. I just want to get to some people who have not been in the call before, so I just want to give them a chance so we get to you as well. So, Ryan, how you doing, man?
Yes.
You all right?
Yes.
What did you have to say about it all?
Well, it's quite tough for me, especially how the situation going to be, with Jurgen Klopp at the moment, and it's going to be quite a tough one, really, how much of this situation is going to be for Liverpool.
Fair enough. Frankie, Frankie, let's hear from yourself as well.
Hey Jamie, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, mate.
Hey man, big fan of your channel. I'm from Singapore, so it's at 2
Oh.
a.m. here. So
Oh,
huge
big up
fan
to
of
you.
your channel, man. Yeah. Actually,
Big
I'm
up to you,
calling to actually share a bit of insights about the investment that's coming from Singapore for Liverpool. So I thought maybe I share some news
away,
that's
man.
moving around here. Yeah. So
Oh,
basically,
yeah, share away.
you probably heard of this GIC Private Limited.
Yeah.
That you've probably been going around. So basically, what I heard is that there's already a deal in principle agreed with FSG for a minority stake of 25 to 30% of Liverpool Football Club. So so part of the deal is basically that they will be traveling to Singapore for their pre-season in the coming end of the season, which is probably sort of a news already that they're coming to Singapore again this year, and that and they are looking at a multi-club ownership, starting with clubs in Asia, taking priority over other clubs that have been, they have been exploring Brazil and all that, but they're looking into Asia, and what I heard is that Klopp is going to get significant fund, but I'm not too optimistic because I'm from Singapore, so I know about this GIC, so it's going to be FSG 2.0 basically. So let's see what happens, man. Yeah.
Oh, that's massive.
Is it true they've got more money than the Qataris?
The assets is worth 690 billion.
Yeah, that's more.
Yeah.
But
but they are gonna expect. I feel like they're gonna expect a return of investment. So they're not just gonna pump in all the money in the world, but they definitely has more money than FSG for sure. Yeah.
Then the Qataris.
The Qataris, I mean, I don't think so, man. I don't think so.
Apparently they have. They're worth more. Apparently they've got Apparently, the Qataris are only worth 490 billion, and then the
Wow, I don't think anyone actually knows how much the Qataris are worth. And it's the same thing with Saudi Arabia because they don't follow the same tax law as anyone else.
Yeah.
So
but the Singapore one are more of like assets, so they aren't really like hard money that they can pump into the club. So it's like more of assets and that they hold in the sort of their investments that they have done in the foreign. In the industry, yeah.
Oh, wicked, man, wicked. That's 12th man. Yeah, 12th man. What do you reckon? What do you reckon from what we just
heard? Can I go
there?
after 12th man? Yeah.
Of course you can, Paul.
Yeah, thanks, pal.
Oh, you want to go after?
Yeah, man.
I thought you wanted to say you wanted to ask me a question. So yeah, I was just gonna add one. It's kind of interesting hearing an Arsenal fan tell Liverpool fan base what they need to do or what they need to be. But I can say this as a Liverpool supporter for now over 3 decades of my life, something that I can't stress enough is what Edwards was just saying. And that's basically one thing I've loved about this club is that we're different than many other clubs, at least a supporter base that is different, and that we're very loyal, we're very supportive of each other. We've gone through good times, bad times. We continue to always be supportive and always support the Reds. Yet it is what Edward is saying is that I see this Arsenal tendency of now just being this toxicity growing and bubbling. And I can understand the frustrations amount to adding towards that frustration and disappointment, which I am disappointed as well. But it's kind of unbefitting to us as Reds supporters to be like the supporters that we make fun of, or the supporters that we somewhat mock, I guess you could say. And that's something that I'm kind of disappointed. I'm disappointed about is that we don't have the resolve that we're looking for from this team. And I understand we want more fight. I want it too. I want to see more passion, more energy, more ambition. But those same attributes I always believed are parts of this fan base as well. and it's what unifies us. And it's something that's at times when I hear us bickering and fighting and somewhat just going at each other's seams and calling this person and this player and this coach and this organization all these names, it's kind of sad to see, because that's not the Liverpool I know.
Yeah, but it happens to every fan base. We're just the same as any other fan base. We're not no different.
I get you can say that. I don't believe that. I believe that I believe that we are we rise above other fan bases. It's the reason why a lot of people are not. I remember
that's a myth. Sorry, but it is.
Okay, well, some on other channels and everything else, other supporters, other clubs always call
You've
us.
You've got a right to criticize our the players and the ownership and the manager.
What's that?
Like every other fan base does.
You have a right to criticize. Of course, you can criticize. You have freedom of speech, but I'm just trying to get across that the unifying fabric of this team, of the supporter base, I believe, truthfully, is something that we're taking for granted, and that is that we support each other. We can continue to not really go to each other's throats, much less be personal. Some of the attacks that I've seen on a lot of different platforms has been really, really disappointing and somewhat,
Yeah, I can name the platforms you were talking about. The bigger ones are the ones that seem to be fueling this kind of discontent.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that there's any place for personal insulting between supporters. I totally agree with you there. But at the same time, I think that any fan who demands more, and anyone who is Jurgen Klopp in, Jurgen Klopp out, like that's your opinion, and I see the reason behind both of those. Like, I understand why Edward would give Jurgen slack and say, listen, he's done a lot for us. We've had one bad year. That's okay. But at the same time, if you flip the coin, you say, well, a lot of these problems were here last year. We were just pulling results. The team was healthier. Now, it's the same issues, and we're not getting results, and we're not seeing any change, and nothing, like literally nothing is changing. So, there's arguments on both sides, but at the same time, I think it all needs to be backed up with reason. And if you have the reason, then I respect your opinion. But if it's simply just, you just demand something else and you can't give me a reason why, then I totally understand your perspective as to why you disagree.
But Mike, this is why I also often go stand tall against some other commentators. This is simply because one, I do go with actual. I try to back up whatever I'm saying with facts. A lot of people are stuck in their feelings. I get that, so it's difficult to try to change someone's opinion if their feelings are set, or they have agendas, or they want to just set a narrative, or if they're trying to do clickbait crap. Look, I get that. But what I can say is I am very supportive of this club, in that I know that one bad season doesn't mean you just automatically say, okay, you're out. It's not
more than
easy.
one bad season.
Okay, well, it is.
How is it one bad season?
It's one bad season. One bad season, in my perspective, because we did win a double last year. But if that's not a good enough thing for you, okay, I'll be it. But realistically speaking, yes, what's that?
I said the people who think it's bad season expect perfection. There's no such thing as perfection unless it's cheap, like Manchester City.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I think that the real counterpoint behind this season, it's not so much the results. Like, I understand people who are just angry at the results, but at least to me, and I know other people, it's more of the fact that Jurgen is not adjusting at all. Like, it's the same formation week in, week out. It's the same tactics week in, week out. He's not making any, like, the fact that you can sit there and tell me that you're going to start Jordan Henderson. I would literally rather put a 16-year-old who has never played youth football over Jordan Henderson. I'd rather Arthur Mello be in there over Jordan Henderson. Jordan Henderson is a detriment to every single transition piece of play. But at the same time, everyone's got their own views. Everyone sees the game differently. But at the same time, for me, it's more of, I'm not seeing anything changing, and there's room to change. And we have performed earlier in the season, so I know that this team is capable of doing it. And when you look at the players, yes, you can look at individual performances, but you have to look at the system as a whole. And right now, when we have the ball, I see 80 yards of space in between our players. I don't see any sort of cohesion as a unit. I don't see any sort of tactical formation. I don't see any shape. But that's all down to Klopp.
There's a simple pushback to that, and is that all that you're saying. One thing I know, every team deals with injuries. I'm not saying that we actually are a unique team, considering we have sometimes. If you look at the injuries, we have 3 times the amount of injuries that the majority of the teams, if not the top 6, if you want to count that in, have this season. But yet still, what I'm trying to say by the injury concept, and I'm not saying it's an excuse, but all I'm saying is it's a reality, is that familiarity with a team produces success. That's simple as that. Create synergy. And one thing I can say about our teams in the past is that we had synergy, because that front 3, for instance, played with each other in and out every game. No one had a problem with that, but yet now we have a problem with other people starting and trying to bring about consistency. You get consistency and synergy by getting familiarity with your teammates. If you get comfortable knowing where they're going to be, what they're going to do, their tendencies, everything else, you get results. Simple as that. You can't get results if the players aren't available. Is the most key portion of our success.
But he's run those players into the ground, in my personal opinion.
I would 100%.
Hang on, guys. Well, 1 minute. Yeah. Right, we've got my man Murph down there as well. How you doing, my man?
You guys, can you hear me? Yeah, you guys done well. Yeah, because I never ever called into any show. But I've been listening to your show for the last few days, and your panel, like literally, they done well to get me to come up and talk. So what I don't get, we're all Liverpool fans, yeah? A lot of people say, like, you listen to people today say, Klopp this, Klopp that, Klopp this, Klopp that. If you actually watch, he did change formation, and we had one good game and we had one bad game. I remember last week, a lot of people were moaning about the players getting dropped. Look, it doesn't matter how many goals Salah scores, right? If he's missing too many chances because we funnel everything through him, he's not having a good season. Even if Salah had 30 goals now, the way he's been playing, it's obvious he's not playing well. So people are now saying, oh, why didn't you play Salah? People are complaining, why did you drop Nunes? The guy just come off an injury. So everyone is here after the fact, moaning about everything and not looking exactly at what's happening. Now, if I'm Klopp, what do? Do I do a Mourinho or Conte and say, oh, these guys are rubbish, I can't do anything with them? Then what happens to the season anyway? But Klopp has never been that guy. No matter how bad he is, he deals with what he's got. I've heard people saying Klopp is getting 15 million, so he doesn't want to leave. Other clubs want Klopp, so don't get it twisted. And people say, oh, Klopp is not a legend. He was a legend before he came to Liverpool. If you only rating legends because of what people have won, then it's different. Klopp, the reason why Klopp is a good manager is because it's only a few managers that can take a bad team and make them look way better than they can. Yeah, Guardiola's one of them. And if you want Klopp out, and you have FSG, who are you going to get? The only other managers you can get is Ten Hag, maybe the Brighton guy. Other than that, everybody else needs money, right? Emery might be another one you can say. But if you've got FSG, they're not going to spend. You need a manager that's going to make the most of everyone else. Everyone complaining about all these things. Look, do you know what the problem is, right? There's so many different factors. People are now complaining about Javier Elliott, but when we got him, it was amazing. Van der Beek, we struggled to get him. There's so much that people are saying after the fact. I look at the starting 11, I think, hold on. I look at the starting 11, I think look, the way the team is playing, any starting 11 should be able to play. Yeah, the way we're losing games, like people want Joe Gomez back, but they're forgetting what he did at Napoli. Right? It's like there's no perspective. Everyone is just going, oh, this is that. What should Klopp do now? Should he complain that everyone is rubbish? And then who's going to choose from? The same people that are saying Trent was rubbish want Trent back in next week. So what does he do? He'll get his money anyway. You guys are acting like you didn't see what this guy did with this team. And you know what? Most of these problems have been there. The only difference is we were scoring. There were games where we had 17 shots on target and scored 3 goals, and everyone was happy with it. Right? This is not a new thing. So there's no point saying Klopp out if you're not going to get a manager that's going to spend. And FSG's issue is not really the money, because other teams are doing way more on a less budget. Let's be real. Our problem has been we never sell players at the right time. That's the issue with recruitment. And I don't want to say here, because you guys are going to be hurt, but why are we getting players from certain agents? That's the big issue. And even when Klopp tries to change formation, I remember when at the beginning of the season after the Champions League or something, and he changed to a slight formation, and we did well. The next game we got battered, then we went back to type. He's not got the tools. The season is done. There's nothing he can do now, right? Unless you get if Ten Hag was available and you got Klopp out, he's the kind of manager that can work with what he has. I don't see that many. You can't go and get Ancelotti and give him this team.
Can't.
It's not happening.
Wait, hold on, bro.
Can I speak now? Can I speak now?
Go on, let Paul speak.
Yeah,
let Paul. Go on, Paul.
I have to disagree with everything this man's just said, almost most of it. To me, Klopp is a dead man walking. Dead man walking. There is parallels, coming parallels with Arsene Wenger.
This is what I just said.
Yeah, Arsene Wenger. Arsene Wenger. And we had, the last 5 years his reign at Arsenal were turgid, to say the least. So, make it that what you will. Turgid.
You got to name the parallels, though. You can't just say parallels.
5 years. Klopp has had half the bad season. He's had half the bad season. He's overachieved for like 4 years, bro.
There's no
He's
parallels.
overachieved for 4 years. The first team he took to the Europa League finals were dead. So don't talk about he's becoming Arsene Wenger, bro.
That was not Arsene Wenger. That was under Emery.
No, the point is there's no parallels. When did Wenger win a Champions League? When did
he's not talking about the titles, bro? You know what he's talking
about? We're talking about performances.
We're talking about the future.
Results.
He's not talking about titles. He's talking about the way that Arsene Wenger was slowly phasing out, playing the same playing style. Okay. Not actually.
We're not talking about results now. We're talking about.
And what about?
No, that's what he's talking about.
Can I just say something? Yeah. Can I just say something? Hold on a minute, right? Because everyone, I like this. Do you know what it is? Even I'm the same. Look, I'll be honest. I have issues with Klopp. But the way you guys talk about Klopp, and sometimes even FSG, I'm not FSG in or whatever it is, I really don't care. I have an issue with how we recruit and how we don't get rid of players. But my issues with Klopp are for example, I don't see why he never plays the 10. And I don't see why he never moves Trent out from defense. Hold on. Let me land, right? But when people are saying things like, he's slowly. You look at the players that go on the pitch, yeah. The game that they're playing, at some point you gotta realize it's not unless you think Klopp is saying go on the pitch and play terribly. The games we're watching, I don't even care who's the manager. That shouldn't be coming from the players. Come on now. It's like you guys can't see. Is there even? I don't know any manager in the Prem who would take the team and put them on the pitch and tell them to play the games that we're playing. You watch the last game we played. It's like, people say mentality monsters. Once we concede, we're dead.
I'm sick and tired of that comment.
We're dead. So you know what? I know we're all upset, but let's look at this thing critically, right? Yes, okay. If you want Klopp out, first of all, for who and under what management? Because the next manager you're gonna get, pardon?
I can name a few. Roger Smith.
Let me hear them now.
Yeah, go in.
Give me one.
I just said Roger Smith. I said the manager. I said the manager who used to manage Boca Juniors, Marcelo Dorado.
So you want to get rid of Klopp for the guy who used to manage Boca Juniors?
He's a damn. He's one thing as much as Klopp has.
He's one thing as much as Klopp has. Where?
Do you know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
When Arteta
with what team?
Bro. When Arteta wins the league, yeah, I really want to see your energy next season, please. Because all these, because you know what?
Yeah.
All these talking you're doing, yeah. First of all, you're coming on saying stuff like
what you wanted.
You're saying stuff like, people said Harvey Elliott is so amazing. Who said that? The guy's a kid. He's a project.
Yeah.
Nobody said Harvey Elliott is so amazing.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
So was Bukayo Saka as well. So was Bukayo Saka. So was Trent. So was Saka. So was Haaland.
He's a championship player.
Haaland?
Better player.
Yeah, so was Haaland. That's not what the kids are. You might get one that might blow and might not blow. When we got Harvey Elliott, everyone wanted Harvey Elliott.
Bro, think of what you're saying. You said that fans were saying Harvey Elliott is amazing. Now,
I didn't say that, but I'm saying let's not put him down like he's rubbish. When we got him, everybody was rating him.
Bro, I'm quoting what you said. You said that the fans were saying.
Who, me?
That's That's what he said.
Okay, well, Drew, let me explain what he really meant. Was that before he got injured, there people were very optimistic.
Hold on, not even before. Now he's one of the people that they rate highly. But because, look, do you know what? Look at what Salah. Salah is amazing. Look at him in our team now. All these, our team is a problem. You can't just pick people up. Look, when people are complaining about Harvey Elliott, yeah, but when we were going for him, everybody wanted to get him in their team because it didn't. If it worked out, it'd be a different story. Everybody's after the fact now.
Listen, Harvey Elliott is a kid. Okay, nobody.
So was Saka at a time. What's age got to do with it?
I wouldn't put those two people in the same conversation.
Not even the same.
No, it's not about the same category. But you're saying it like a kid can't come out, can't make a thing. We buy these guys because we think they're gonna be all right. Then he has an injury. Everybody's forgetting the injury. Yeah. Look at Van Dijk after the injury. Nobody wants to talk about these things. It happened.
I'll be honest, bro. I'll be honest. If you're somebody that's putting Liverpool's career on Harvey Elliott, then bro, you have a big issue because I'm not even thinking about Harvey Elliott.
You're missing my point. I don't put my Liverpool career on. My issue is this. Yeah, I'm a fan, right? And I love the only thing is certain issues have been there for time, right? We all like. Do you know what it is, right? People will say, "Oh, get Jude Bellingham, get Declan Rice." When you look at our team now, yeah, that Jude is not the solution. The problem has been recruitment. For example, we want to get Caicedo, right? And he's about 80, 90 mil. Why aren't we getting him before he's 80, 90 mil? It's how we're spending the money. So all of us, and do you know how many players we've been scouting for time and we're not getting them till they're too expensive. So let's relax. Let's relax. As much as I hate FSG, yeah. Our recruitment. Do you know what? We have one success story with our recruitment, and everybody says, "Oh, the recruitment is amazing." And forget how many players we're letting go for free or nothing.
Bro, we all know that the recruitment team is also part of the issue, okay? But
it's the biggest part of the issue.
Wait, Jesus,
brother.
I'll mute up.
But we all know that
guys, hang on 1 second before I go on. This debate is fantastic, right? I want everyone to have their own views, their own points, and all that. It's really good. I'm loving it. What I want is just not everyone talk over each other.
Okay, I'm sorry about that, Jamie.
No, you're all right, Paul. It's just everyone because everyone's like, it's a great
heated
debate.
conversation.
Yeah, it's heated. But let everyone have their conversation. When someone's made their point, let the next person speak, and we carry on, and it'll run beautifully. Go on, Drew.
Okay, so I think we all know that the recruitment process is also part of the problem. Okay, we're not just saying it's just Klopp that we need out. Okay, we all know that the recruitment process is horrible. We don't get certain players that we should be getting at the right time. But it's not just us. There's plenty. Like my friend, he's an Arsenal fan. There's plenty of players that, trust me, Arsenal scout. Man City is not Man City. Man City get anybody they want. But there's other teams, that they're in the same process as us to where they miss out on players. Okay, so dwelling on that now, it's not going to do anything. Even championship teams scout players for years and then they don't get them. Okay, this is nothing new. But what I will say is that the main issue that we're having is that just in general with Klopp here, he doesn't change tactics. He doesn't change formations. It's always the same thing. Then he puts players in the wrong positions. Like for me, myself, I'm hearing people say put Gakpo in a 10. I'm sorry, it's not going to work. Okay, Gakpo isn't going to do anything in a 10. From my understanding, 10s do certain things, which is either create, when we're playing against low blocks, or they score goals. Okay. Yet till this day, I don't know where he plays. 1 minute fans are telling me he's left wing, then fans are telling me he's 10, then fans are telling me he's centre forward. Oh no, you got to put him striker, put Nunes left. Bro, we can't continue this way. Okay, then now Nunes needs to play left wing, then he needs to go on the right. Like, we can't continue to be this way. It's not going to work. And it's going to get worse as things progress because now you're seeing other teams do really well because everything is structured, aka Newcastle, aka Arsenal. Yeah, you can wave your finger all you want. You've spoken for hours now. Let me talk. Other teams as well, like Man City, to where things are structured. Okay. Now, another issue that I have with Klopp is that I don't really think that even if we were to get 5 or 6 new players, I don't think that we will be any better because Klopp will still try to play the same way. PMP, no new formation. He's not going to play 3 at the back. He's going to continue to play Trent at right back. We're going to continue to concede goals. It's not going to make a difference until we play players where they play best, change formations, and spend. Like even me myself, I'm with you. I don't want to get really jaded because I don't think that money's worth it. We can spend it elsewhere.
Totally.
We can spend it elsewhere.
So we agree on a lot actually, because the last thing you said about Klopp is the only valid thing as a Liverpool fan. But one thing you said before about playing players, I remember. Do you know what? Do you remember what Klopp said to Sturridge? Because obviously we've been watching Liverpool for the last 4 years, especially seeing Klopp. If we judge Klopp, we judge him on his whole tenure, right? Sturridge was moaning that he wasn't being put central, and Klopp do you remember when Klopp started saying 8.5, 6.5, 7.5, and our team? Firmino was playing like a false 9, inverted wingers. So when it was 4 or 5 years of success of him playing players out of position, nobody was complaining. Hold on. Let me just rebut what you just said. Nobody was complaining then. Pep, he plays 10s as wingers. Nobody's complaining then. The issue is, look, the biggest problem we have as a team, right, is, and I'll say this now, yeah. Look, and people are gonna not be happy with this, yeah. We should have never renewed Mo Salah. Right, and I'll explain why. No person in the world. Do you know what it is? Yeah. Do you guys know what's been happening to us in the last 4 years? I'm amazed that we got to where we got to, bruv. Do you know how hard it is to come second? It's easier to be 4th, 10th, 12th than to come second every time, to lose to a point, to lose to the last 15 minutes, to lose to a foul, to lose to some silly decision. So we've played above our expectation for so long. And last season, the quad. And do you know what? Not only did the Liverpool team miss out on 2. Hold on. Let me land. Hold on. Let me land. Listen, mentally, yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't know about you lot. If you work so hard and you're always just coming up short, yeah, it takes a mental toll. So yes, they needed to be refreshment for that reason. But Salah had an extra 2 competitions that he had to deal with, that the AFCON and the World Cup. The guy was literally mentally, I don't even know how he came to work the next day, right? So clearly they should have recruited to fix those problems. But the thing about playing players out of position, Klopp been doing that for days. We've been shining for days doing that. Trent is almost most of the time playing right mid or right wing to allow our wingers are inverted forwards. So that's nothing new. We have players, attackers that drop down, and then we have midfielders that sometimes always our DM drops to a back, drops into the mid. It's like the old school Barcelona. So that's nothing new. But I agree with you. The thing about Klopp that I see, but then even saying that, I remember games where it starts a formation, it looks like a 4-3-3. Even now, when we say we play 4-3-3, right? A lot of time in game we'll drop to 4-2-4, 4-4-2. So it's not that static. But the problem is they should have recruited to fix that, because the team went through so much. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know about you, but to miss the, do you know what? Last season we lost the league in the last 15 minutes.
It's speculation though.
Do you know how crazy that is? To come second all the time. So they should have, refreshed players, so then they could have fixed that problem. But him playing players out of position, I would love to see Trent in midfield. If I had my own way, I'll play Robbo in midfield as well, because Robbo doesn't look like a good left back to me. Robbo doesn't look like a good left back to me.
I mean, so with
midfield, we need about 6 centre back. Okay.
The teams that are shining now have a defender for right back and left back. City play Ake. Guardiola's playing 3-2-5 because he's got defenders that will defend. Arteta's playing Ben White as right back. They've got defenders, so it allows, because at the moment, right, we've gone away from fullbacks that go forward. Every team that's shining now has a solid defense to go back to allow everyone to play. And we're still thinking we can look, sometimes we expect Trent to be our right wing, and then when our players don't convert and we lose the ball, expect him to magically be back.
I don't expect him to be up there anyway.
I think there's no right back in the world is doing 3 jobs at once and looking like a G.
We're kind of jumping.
Just calm down a little bit, because you're spiking.
Yeah, he's doing a monologue. Like,
but if I could just respond to something that he said,
bro, you're doing a monologue.
I think that this criticism on Salah, like I'm so tired of it, because it's totally neglecting the fact that this is a team game. When has Salah ever been a person that just takes the ball up the field and does everything on his own? Salah is a feeded player. He's a part of a system. He is a function of a system. Also, Salah is our leading goal scorer. So if you're going to sit here and criticize him, I mean, buddy, we would have 4 or 5 more losses this season if we didn't have him. So I think that to sit there and blame Salah for output is unfair, because you are neglecting the entire team as a whole. If you watch our team in possession, there is at least 40 yards between our midfielders and our forwards. Our forwards sit literally on the edge of the box for the entire game. That is not a system. That is hoofball. I don't expect any player in the world, let alone the Premier League, to go out there and output at pure efficiency the way that Salah has in the past, with the way that the system is. And that's because of a lack of personnel. And to go back to a point that 12th Man made earlier, I think that the issue is the players are giving subpar performances, but Klopp is putting them in positions where they're unable to put good performances in, because he's playing the same system over and over again. We lost 3-0 to Brighton. We lost 3-0 to Wolves the same exact way. We lost 4-1 to City because we decided to press in the second half. To me, I see Klopp is trying to hammer home and continue trying the same thing that worked in the past without evolving, if that makes sense. Like we're in a stagnant, complacent stage because he's refusing to evolve or adjust. And I'm sorry, like you can't sit there and tell me that if we were to switch up to a low block, play more defensively, try to play on the counter, I don't care if that's not our identity. It's what we're capable of at the moment. And that's my biggest issue, is that he's not recognizing capabilities and putting a formation out there that is capable of living up to those expectations. Like Trent used to be unbelievable, running up the right wing and being our most creative player when we had a midfield that could cover for him.
Yeah, that can get in. Exactly.
We do not have that anymore. Our front three were unbelievable when we had a midfield that could feed them in behind, because we were able to control the ball for more than 30 seconds. We don't have that anymore. And all you see is too much space. Like people talk about defensive space. Liverpool's problem is offensive space. We are so non-compact. I would rather see everyone playing 10 yards from each other than seeing what I'm seeing today, because we are unable to create anything from possession.
Just so to cut you, Mike, here, before anybody goes, I think the thing that frustrates me a lot is that a lot of fans like Myth, and I'm not sure sometimes 12th Man, is that you keep bringing up like players that we used to have in the past that were a lot younger that could do certain things and be like, oh, well, back in the day, everybody was happy when we had this player, that player, and they were doing this. Yes, but when they were doing that, they were a lot younger, they were in their prime, and we had different players in those positions. So I find
if you're gonna make a comment on me, what it is.
Hold on.
I need to jump in on this as well.
I find it very weird when people go, oh, well, when we had Fabinho in his prime, nobody was complaining, but now he's playing for bad, so and now everybody's complaining. I'm like, bro, like Klopp's playing style, yeah, whether you like it or not, yeah, it burns players out. Okay,
it does. I've been saying that for
I'm still talking. Fabinho himself is not a box-to-box midfielder. Okay, Fabinho wants to sit, do his job, but since he's been at Liverpool, he's not been able to do that. Now he's burnt out. He can't really do and play as well as he used to be. We don't have Mane anymore. We've got other players there like Nunes sometimes, or Gakpo, or I don't know, Jota sometimes.
It sounds like you're doing a lot of referencing of former players yourself.
Because I'm talking about what you guys do. I'm talking about what you guys do. What I'm saying is that what I don't want you guys do.
What we do is you gotta have a reference. If you're gonna see because if you're doing false equivalencies. And two, if you're gonna state something, if you're still talking, but you're not making
what
any
I'm saying
sense.
Is that we need to recognize. We need to recognize the players we have right now are not as good as the players we used to have, and stop talking about things like, 2-3 years ago we used to do this. In 2 years, so why are you guys not happy now? So why are you guys not happy now?
You're saying about us wanting to have this is hypocrisy, which amazes me, completely amazes me, because what you're saying is, Mike and Drew and others are saying is, yes, 3-4 years ago they weren't doing they were at their peak of their powers. Now they're not. We can all see that. You want to restructure it. Yet when Klopp tries to evolve midfield, evolve the team, find Thiago, for example, because he can see that to go forward, we can't keep doing what we're doing in midfield, having workman-like midfielders with lack of technical attributes. So, he buys someone with the greatest technical attributes. Oh, what do we have? We have people complaining. Oh no, Genie's left. All we can do now. No, we need to. It's all typical bullshit.
I mean,
can I jump in?
I would have considered that a totally failed experiment. But yeah,
I got called out.
Can I jump in?
Yeah, go on, Gangy. Go on, mate.
So I've been obviously listening to like everybody talk, and everyone's made good points from like 12th man side, Myth side and Drew side, and everyone's like obviously there's opposing opinions. But the one thing I wanted to touch on is something that Myth pointed out. He was saying about like obviously Drew first pointed out about how there are players that are not played in certain positions, like players playing it out of position, and why certain players are not playing in the positions that they're used to. So this is what it comes down to. So you mentioned Roberto Firmino. Roberto Firmino was a 10 and he got put into a false 9. The thing is, players can go into different positions and work, but they have to have certain attributes to their game in order to do that. Yeah. So the reason why Roberto Firmino was able to go into that false 9 in the first place is because no matter what system or formation you put on the pitch, a false 9, an attacking midfielder, a number 10, and a second striker occupy the same positions anyways. Yeah, exactly. So they have to do the same sort of. They have to have the same sort of attributes in order to do that position. Same as Gini Wijnaldum. Gini Wijnaldum was an attacking midfielder and a left midfielder for Newcastle, but he also had certain attributes such as ball retention, such as driving with the ball as well, right? Which is why Klopp was able to convert him into a box-to-box workman-like 8. Now, this is the problem I have, and this is why the Gakpo and Nunes signings didn't make sense to me in the first place. Exactly. So we play this 4-3-3, right? So Gakpo was brought in as a winger, but now Klopp's deploying him as a false 9. The thing is, for me personally, I think I've mentioned this to you, Jamie, before as well in previous streams. If you want to be a winger in the Premier League, there's 2 attributes that you have to have. Pace. You have to have pace, and you have to be direct. Yep. Because a reason why I say direct is because if you don't have pace, there are wingers in the league that are not quick but are direct. Mm-hmm. Gakpo, unfortunately for me, doesn't have either one of those 2 attributes. But what Gakpo does have is he's good on the half turn. Right, he can drop deep, pick up space, because naturally he wants to drift in anyways centrally to pick up the space and drive at the heart of the defense and through the midfield, and obviously look up and pick passes, because he's a give and go type of footballer. Which sounds is like a 10 to me, innit? Hang on. Which is why Klopp's deployed him in the false 9, and Darwin Núñez, unfortunately, right, in the 4-3-3 cannot lead the line. The reason why I don't think he can lead the line is because he doesn't have the hold up play and he doesn't have the link up play. So in the 4-3-3, what's the best position that you can put Darwin Núñez in? The left wing, because he can run in behind. He's not a player. He's the type of player that's going to run the channels and run in behind. He's not a type of player who's going to. Yeah. He's not the type of player who's gonna, pick up the ball, right? He's not the type of player who's gonna pick up the ball, give and goes 1-2s and run past space. And plus, our wingers never did that in the first place, which is why Klopp is deploying Darwin Núñez on the left wing. Now, the reason why those 2 signings didn't make sense to me is because if you want to use Darwin Núñez as a 9 and you want to use Gakpo in as a winger, you have to change the system. You have to change formation. You either have to play Gakpo. If you want to play Gakpo on the left, you either have to play him in a 4-2-3-1 where you have a focal point and Darwin Núñez can be that focal point, or you play a 2-striker system, which Gakpo was playing in the World Cup alongside Memphis Depay, and Darwin Núñez was also playing that system, I believe, at Benfica, if I'm not mistaken, and he was also playing that system when Klopp did change formation, forcefully, by the way, because he had a lot of players out. And when he was playing a 2 up top alongside Salah,
respect. I just have to give you props.
This is why I'm saying it's not just about, you can't just say, oh, he did it with certain players because but he did it with certain players. So what's the issue with doing it with these players?
Exactly.
The thing is, the reason why he was able to do it with those players is because they have to have certain attributes to their game in order to do it. But the reason why the reason why I don't believe Nunes can play striker in a 4-3-3 and Gakpo can play left wing in a 4-3-3 is because they don't have certain attributes.
See, we
which
agree.
Is why the signing didn't make sense for me in the first place. Do you get what I
See,
mean?
we agree. But can I just say something? I'm going to add to your point. This is the funny thing. So we're on the same page, but the problem is where me and most people have a difference is when I hear things like Klopp out and stuff like that. I'm not saying that you're saying Klopp out, but everything you said was perfect to a T. But we're forgetting one key thing. Who remembers? Because you remember you said you don't know why Klopp signed a winger and Gakpo. Who remembers? I don't know whether it's Linders who said why they signed Luis Diaz and what position he was supposed to play for us. Does anybody remember? I wish I could find the article. He was meant to play centrally, to be that guy that was going to cause havoc in the front tip. He was meant to be that left winger converted to a forward. Because remember, Klopp has always moaned. Klopp has always said that if you think you're going to be in his team and just stand there. For example, if our team is not playing well, he will not just blame the defense, he'll blame everyone from front to back. So that's why Sturridge struggled. And he told Sturridge that if you think you're going to just stand there and be a striker, no. So Diaz was supposed to be a central player, converted from because of his technical ability. He was supposed to be like a faster Firmino, and then he had the injury. So to be honest, I would have wished they'd have bought a midfielder other than Gakpo. But when you look at it, because Diaz had the injury, and they think, oh my God, in order to get Darwin on the left wing and to bring because remember, our team, whoever essentially causes chaos, right, or drops down or disrupts the team for the wingers to go in. Now, I would love for us to play a 4-2-3-1. But at the beginning, I was moaning, why don't he play 4-2-3-1? Then when he played the 2 DMs, and I see the way, I'll be honest, the season as it is now, I can't see how much more he can do with what the players are producing on the pitch, yeah? Because if you play 4-2-3-1, who's the second DM? Fabinho and Hendo? Fabinho and Thiago? Fabinho and Curtis Jones? What
the best
Klopp?
combination is Fabinho and Thiago in a double pivot.
Okay, but Thiago, again, you see, so we agree on everything, but Thiago's injured. And even when Thiago plays DM, he's man's half asleep because he thinks he's going to turn around. He thinks he's got the super defense behind him. He can do all the skills. I love Thiago, but you got to watch. He'll be one game crazy, one game bad. One game crazy, one game bad. And because of the way our defense are playing now, you know, a 4-2-3-1, you need to have a solid defense, especially if the other DM is not a solid. You know what? Forget all these creative midfielders. Just get 10 solid top tackling DMs and let's see what happens with the team. But the problem we have now is with the people that we have now, that was a joke, by the way. With the people that we have now, I can't see. Look, when I see the starting lineup, I don't expect the results that I see, regardless of who Klopp is picking, right? At the moment, Fabinho's not playing that great. Who is he going to play next to him in a two-man defense, two-man defensive midfield? So I agree with everything you said. Gakpo, yeah, okay, I wasn't happy with Gakpo being bought, yeah? But I see why, because Diaz was injured, and they needed someone centrally to play the same system to pull the defenders out. And as far as I'm concerned, right, Gakpo's not playing great, but he's doing very well at disrupting the middle. But you see, the guy who was upset what I said about Salah, right? I'll tell you something about Salah and Mane. I love him to bits, yeah, but I've been saying this for time, right? This season, right, even when there's spaces between, when Salah gets the ball, I am not seeing him beat a man like he used to, yeah? And I don't even blame him from that because the guy's got so much credit. I just think with what he personally went through last season, I'd be surprised. He would need someone to help him, another player, but then we don't have any of that because the injuries, players are all over the place. So I can't see what, unless Klopp comes and says everyone is SHIT, yeah, and then we'll say, oh, why is this? Then who is he going to pick? Who can he pick from our team now?
You know what? Even if everybody's
yeah, but guys,
you know what? Even if everybody's fit,
who gets to take who gets to take responsibility? Who gets to take responsibility for all that? I mean,
it's Klopp.
I don't know what is wrong with those who are saying that Klopp needs to go, because he is responsible for everything that is going on. I just read an interview by Gakpo, and he was asked whether he's happy with what he's actually doing in the team? And his answer was, I don't know. You need to ask the manager. When a player says, I don't know what I'm doing, you need to ask the manager, and the team is playing like it is playing. That's the manager.
Just buying weird
We
players.
yes. If you buy a striker and he's playing on the wing, and you buy a winger and he's playing as a striker, there's something wrong with you. It's not the
No,
people
that's
you
not. My Ghana brother, yeah, the reason why I called today,
brother,
you.
Relax. I have listened.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Carry on,
I have
Albert. Carry on.
listened.
Put this
I
man
have
in his
listened.
place, man.
I have listened to you. So you listen
Yes,
to me
uncle.
too.
Yes.
Okay. The everybody has divergent opinions. Klopp himself said a few days ago that he's living on past glory. You can't be more accurate than Klopp himself.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I'm quoting you his words.
Uncle, before Uncle, I want you to continue, but that statement that what you just said there is what I'm talking about. Too
Exactly.
many people are
You
living
see,
on
if
past
you guys can
One
tell,
bloody season
if
of
you guys
bad
can
rubbish.
tell, I'm in an airport.
It's
I'm
one
making
bad season.
I'm about to make
And
my
all
annual
5 points.
pilgrimage to
Shut the hell
Anfield.
up.
Whatever happens,
God,
we still support the team. But nobody should tell us that we say Klopp out and somehow we don't have any sense. Because it is what we are seeing.
Well said, Albert.
Uncle.
Can I just quickly say something?
Yeah,
I've
go on, Bruno. Go on, Bruno.
I've said this 100 times, right? And I don't know how many times I have to say this. Klopp is not God. He is not God.
He's not bigger than the club.
Right? He is, yeah, but he isn't God. He can be criticized and he can be questioned. And I am starting to question this guy's commitment. This guy is acting like Wenger. You were mentioning Wenger. He is acting like 16, 17 Wenger. Come on, open your eyes.
Yes.
The guy's acting like Wenger. The tactics dead. The formation.
Yeah, guys, I'm listening to you. Sorry about the ambient noise. I'm in an airport. But look, that man himself has said he's living on past glory. He said it himself. I didn't say it for him. And the way they are playing, I mean, the man is doing the same thing every time, every day, same thing, nothing changes. Exactly. And we're sitting here making excuses for him. Oh, and if he had bought this person, and if he had bought that person, if he had bought me, right? And with my big belly and my 54 years of age, if you buy me and you say I should go and play in the goalpost and I can't fucking catch a ball, that's on you. It's not on anybody else. So
no,
what he should do, whether we are in or we are out, is not the point. The point is that he should do better. I said that at the last call-in. Do better. You can't sit there and keep playing Trent Alexander-Arnold and let him keep making mistake upon mistake upon
But he
mistake
didn't
upon
play
mistake.
Trent last night. And what happened?
And we didn't consider goal.
Yeah, Gomez played well at right back.
Gomez played very well.
Right back.
So you forgetting Gomez at Napoli?
You see,
but where was Gomez playing, bro? Gomez played centre back.
Hold on. Let
Gomez played centre back at Napoli.
He played centre back at Napoli, bro.
Yeah,
he didn't play right back.
Joe Gomez has played right back.
So now Gomez is the right back to fix our problems.
No.
For now that the window, you see, for now that the window is closed and you can't get another right back, you need to adapt and adjust. Yes. That's what all we're saying.
This is what I've been saying.
Nobody is saying, look, nobody is saying me. I have said on and on and on that I think that we should put Klopp, Trent
Gomez.
in the midfield. Yeah. Many people disagree.
We agree.
But if he tries it and it works, then it has worked. Because he keeps trying stuff that doesn't work. Right?
Cool.
Try something.
Exactly.
Let me come back to you on something.
Yeah, go on. I'm listening.
So
I'm all open.
Let me listen. Let me listen. There's ambient noise here. Let me listen. Let me get off.
Can we put him in the
Hey,
RM?
I would like to see him. I would like to see Trent on the right side of midfield because
of course. Like I said, that was my issue with Klopp. The fact that he doesn't do that.
Some disagree. But the point is, you cannot keep putting him at the right full back because he makes too many mistakes. He is unwilling to defend.
And he doesn't have to play.
He hasn't got the only thing. So not everyone, just us the four people with basically the same opinion. So let me do a little pushback against some of these things, especially since I got my name called out. All right. First off, one thing I see with this team especially is we have a a Klopp out contingency. We have these people that say that we need to sit Trent, we need to sit Salah, which I don't have a problem with those things. But yet, we ask calling out. Klopp does it, but there's still a problem with it. But then we go as far as to say, okay, cool. Let's look at the tactics. That's one of those like little keywords everyone likes to use that very few people really delve into. But tactics, okay. So now these tactics that we're utilizing or the presence you need players that are available to have those tactics be qualified to actually amount to anything. Okay. One thing that I've said from the very beginning is I love Thiago. His availability is a concern to me because he's not available enough. And yet, and I know that some people might say we use him too much, but still all the same, Thiago is that player that is a key component to this system working. And the reason why I say that is because Thiago creates so many different options and has the technical ability to do a lot of the things that no one in our midfield really can come close to. Second, we also talked about where some people say, "Oh, he doesn't change formations." First off, you're apparently not watching most of the matches because just because you start in a 4-3-3 does not mean that you stay in a 4-3-3 the entire match. Okay?
Thank you.
So therefore, you're going to see a formational change occur often, and then even to caveat that, you have a lot of players that are picked by this recruitment team. Okay. And the reason why I know some of you have, or maybe some of you haven't, but if you watch the movie Moneyball, you'll get a concept of how and why we do the things that we do. Okay, we pick players that no one really has ever heard of, and then turn them into gems because the analytics and the reason why pretty much the entire Prem has taken over or gone the direction that Liverpool has gone is with analytical deals. You don't just go with who's the most talked about, who's the most social media friendly, player, and to go with. They go with analytics, the players that fit the system.
We need to ditch that, man. We need to go back to real scouting.
Okay, Drew. You said I let you talk. Now you let me talk. Okay. So now what I wanted to say is this: when you have these versatile players that we talk about, Klopp has also migrated not say migrated, but he likes a system that has players that can play in multiple positions. And when we talk about Hakpo and when we talk about Hata, okay, when we talk about those players, the reason why he likes them is because, look, Mane, for instance, I know I'm talking about a past player. You can hold yourself, Drew. But Mane came in as a right wing. He played left wing and then ended his career with Liverpool as a striker. So, there's things that players can do and players that we utilize that are versatile. It's the reason why Hakpo plays in the left wing, but can also play as a 10 or a 9. It's the reason why, Hata originally came in, he was being started as a left wing, but now we've migrated him towards a striker position. Those things happen because if you look at the games, a lot of times you'll see players not in the quote unquote position that they are on the board as being. You'll see a right back all the way central and forward. You'll see Darwin on the right side. You'll see Salah in the center. Those are because the fluidity of the system is for that, and to have the fluidity of the system that he wants, you have to have versatile players, not stringent players, and that is a difference maker. Okay, so I get all the differences. We can all say if we want Klopp in or Klopp out. We can all push back and push forward, whatever we want to do with saying about your narratives and everything else that you want to get off across. But I would like to, to just say that I saw a comment about something. That's actually kind of a mean comment.
Can I just ask you one question?
Yeah, sure.
Because so in the last sentence that you just said,
yeah,
you were talking about how Klopp needs these specific players in order to play the system that he wants, correct?
No, he has versatile players. That's what I said. He has versatile players.
Okay. But regardless, right? So Klopp needs these versatile players to play this system that he wants, and we may or may not have those players at the current at this current moment in time. Some of them may be hurt.
In the front line, we do. We don't have in the midfield. In our midfield, we are lacking. I will openly accept that. And the
And
fact
the
that we
defense.
don't, and we
And
have
even the defense is not solid enough.
Yeah, no,
Even the defense, they're not solid enough.
And we
Pathetic.
play a 4-3-3 because often the reason why we play a 4-3-3 and we migrated from Brendan Rodgers 4-2-3-1 into a 4-3-3 is because that midfield player is designated to help bring cover to that back line and allow for Trent to actually migrate forward. However, if you have Fabinho and you have or Henderson not providing the adequate cover for him to do so, therefore those gaps and those spaces start to open up.
Wait, hold on.
Okay,
12 man.
wait,
hence
wait,
why
wait,
you
wait,
change
wait.
the
I
formation and you
I
don't
just want to
use
finish
the
my
same
question real
tactic.
quick.
Whoa.
Come on, let's go.
I just want to finish my question real quick.
Yeah, sure,
because
quick.
He kind of just
you
kind of just answered it for me. So okay, essentially you're talking about a system, and you just said about how the front line matches it, but the midfield and the back line doesn't. So we have two of the three pieces are not matching the system that Jurgen Klopp wants in order to run it. So then, if we can agree on the fact that we're missing two of the three parts, why are we disagreeing on the fact that it's crazy that he's continuing to run the same system?
Because I don't know the players we have at the moment. It's not even the players we have. Forget the players we have. It's how they're playing. How they're playing now. I can't even see them playing any other formation.
7L.
How the players are playing now. I'm like, is that Van Dijk?
You're not seeing what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying, Mike. What I'm saying is this: I'm saying that Thiago's absence is a major reason why we have one of the major reasons why we can't. Our midfield is poor, and why even though we do have Henderson and Fab and Henderson's performances have been subpar to their levels. Therefore, they have not provided the coverage.
I would disagree, though. I would disagree.
Hendo's an average player. What level are you talking about?
The way some of our players are playing.
Okay.
The way some of our players are playing, I don't know what formation you put them in and they will shine. The way they're playing, I'm watching. I don't expect them to play the way they're playing. I'm watching Van Dijk and I'm shocked.
I can give you a formation. I can give you a formation.
Yeah, but you see that formation, the way the players are playing. So you're telling me you have a formation that the players can play the way they're playing now and will still do all right?
No,
what kind of formation is that?
Playing now.
That isn't.
It's how they're playing though.
Look at the camera when you're talking, boss. All we're saying is that yes, we do know that even in games that we do change formations or we play a different type of way. But what we're saying is that even if we do that, we don't have the personnel to even make it successful anyway. So it doesn't
Thank you. We don't have the personnel to make anything successful now, the way they're playing.
It's not about where they're playing. It's not about the way they're playing. It's about are they capable of doing the job, and this is the problem.
We put me on game. These are professional footballers.
We hold on. We keep focusing on formations and tactics.
Exactly.
So what you're not focusing on, are the individual, are the players in the team.
I think that's what I was saying.
We're all thinking of different formations and different, things that we can do. If you ain't got quality players, you won't be able.
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on, let me finish. You won't be able to execute the job, and so what I'm saying is, stop thinking about the tactics and whatever. Do we have quality players to do what you would like them to do? That's the first thing.
No. So what do we do next?
There's no point talking about. Then there's no point talking about tactics. You know what I found out about Klopp? I found out about Klopp is giving up. You know why? Because he knows his players ain't good enough. He knows he should have strengthened. Let me just land for a second. Let me land for a second. Let me just land for a second. Klopp, is play like the reason why he's defeated. He's defeated.
He's waiting for a window, bro.
Let me finish, please.
Go ahead. I'm mute.
He's defeated. He understands now, and sad as it sounds, he understands now he hasn't got the players don't have the capabilities. He's got poor players. But rather than tell the media, rather than tell the fans I messed up for 3 years consecutively, he's just gonna play the players and run it throughout the whole run it throughout the rest of the league campaign. Because there's nothing he can do, right? We now are a massive deficit, massive. And this doesn't start, and I say this, and I know I always go back, but please remember what Klopp has done. Klopp has allowed players to run their contracts down. Lallana should have went long time ago. Sturridge should have went long time ago. Origi as good as he was in terms of coming off the bench and doing magical things, whatever, he should have went. He's not ruthless enough. So now it's trickled down to where not only are the bench, look, because think about it, Ox should go. Milner's, look, you know why I think he's keeping Milner? Because I think he's friends with Milner. I think Milner, this might sound funny. I think Milner
I think he wants Milner to be a coach.
I think Milner is the only. I think Milner. Hold on, let me finish. I think Milner is the only person in the squad that he really likes as a coach, almost as a friend. And I think it's getting to a point where no one really believes in Klopp anymore. I think the squad look at Klopp and they think you just can't do it anymore. Like you just can't. And I think with Milner, I feel like he feels that that's my companion. That's the guy I can talk to. That's the guy. If you remember, hold on. Let me finish. I'm going to finish it with this. I'm going to finish it with this. Do you remember there was one game, and I think Trent or someone within the team messed up, and he looked back at Milner, and he started talking to Milner, right? He was having a conversation. No, he wasn't talking to Pep Linden. He talked back to Milner
now.
I personally call
that's speculation, bro.
No, I don't think it's speculation. I honestly,
why talk to Milner? Because someone did something bad in the game. You just come to the conclusion that he's
no. But hold on. Why is he extending his contract? Why is he extending a 38-year-old?
Because he wants Milner to be in a coaching role. It's not evident. I'm not even there. Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah, man. Listen. Hold on. Okay, you said so much so well, and then you went to. He's allowed it for 3x amount of years, and he's let people. I honestly, you see what Klopp did to what's the guy, Klein and Sacco.
You're talking years ago.
Hold on. Let me reply. Let me reply. This is you see. This is the thing. Let me reply to what you said. You see, what you said was very, very good in the beginning there with the kind of players, blah blah blah. He's been allowing to. But there's also, I don't think Klopp, it sounds like we all think Klopp is the only one that makes decisions with the squad. Is that what we're thinking now?
No, but he's a man guy.
Hold on. Slow down. Let me land, right? Mm-hmm. The thing, from what I can see, look, let's evidence people on what we can see, right? For example, I know you said, because someone played bad, he talked to, look, that's not enough for me to say he's best mates with Milner, he's renewing his contract. The evidence I can see, this is the manager that when the team plays bad, he goes in and tries to divert the media and protect the team. The same loyalty we complain that he has now. And look, I'm the one that's saying he should have got rid of everyone before the contract ran out. Because, for example, if he got 15 million for Ox last season, in my head, that's Enzo Fernandez if the recruitment does it right. So I don't disagree with you there. But one thing I know about this manager is if he doesn't get the players that he wants, for whatever reason, he's not going to throw his tools out. He's going to have to deal with what he has. And I don't think it's been his problem for the last 3 years. There is a big recruitment issue, and we're happy when we get one success story. Hold on. Let me finish. And then you don't complain. I don't, unless I'm wrong. And if someone could tell me this, then maybe if Klopp is the only one responsible for all the recruitment, that's it. I keep my mouth shut.
I personally think he is.
I think Klopp, Klopp came to Liverpool not because he was the manager able to do with what he has and make average players look amazing, like he did at Dortmund. He came to Liverpool because of what he did with Dortmund in the Champions League, right? So when FSG says, "Oh no, we don't want to buy X, Y, and Z," he's either gonna go, "No, I need this player. Yes, I'll wait for this player, or I'll make it work." Hold on. Wait, at the start of the transfer window, at the start of this season, even though it was a very bad. Hold on. Even though
had average players, you're bugging, bro.
Listen, even though Klopp, even though we had a bad transfer window, I wasn't expecting this performance. And where we are now, I can't see much he can do for the end of the season. He's taking players, we're complaining.
Hold on. Why aren't you accepting the performance? Why aren't you accepting the performance? I'm trying to understand. We didn't for 3 years. For 3 years, we have not made an impact on the transfer window. Why is it that you personally feel that we should be playing great football? And do you not feel that
last season they played all right? The season before they played all right. The season before that they played all right. That's why.
Myth.
This is blasphemy. Dortmund had average
Myth.
players. Hey, I'm finished, Joe.
No. Drew.
What was Dortmund doing in the Champions League before Klopp?
No.
When they changed in Real Madrid. Come on now. Why did we get Klopp? We got Klopp because he was a miraculous manager. Klopp was always making. Look, there's certain managers that make certain people punch above their weight.
Wait, hold on, bro.
No, you were saying that.
Hey, hold on, bro. You said Dortmund had average players, and all you're talking about is Klopp.
No.
About the players.
What he did with them, that team wasn't doing much. He pushed Bayern, and he pushed Real Madrid. That's why we went for him. We didn't just get Klopp because
Myth. When somebody
saying
says
Lewandowski is out of
when somebody says somebody's an average
No, but
player,
at the time Lewandowski was no one.
at that time, what you want to do at the time? The reason why Klopp was held is because of what he did in the Champions League with Dortmund. That's why he competing in the Champions League, and they weren't competing with Bayern. He went into the team and brought them up. Come on now,
bro.
Guys.
This is madness.
Let's chill a little bit. It's all heated. Everyone's just shouting over each other, and it's all good. Look,
sorry, Jamie. So no, you go ahead. Sorry. You go ahead. I just wanted to know. I just wanted to know. If Myth, are you Klopp in? No.
I'm Klopp in, and this fan base will get exactly what they deserve when you force him out.
Listen, I don't even want Klopp to go. I just want him to
I don't even think we need to be so hostile towards each other.
You'll get exactly what you deserve in the next few
And what is it that we deserve? Because that means basically what you're trying to say is that Klopp is basically being an end all. Basically, he's the one that's going to bring us to the promised land.
No, sorry. Someone asked me a question before it cut out. Do you want me to answer?
Yes, please.
He's sort of promised land once, so he can do so again with the right resources. Of course, he can.
Oh my God. Okay.
What you
guys,
see? The guy who asked me about clocking.
Wait, guys. This is Jamie's show. Okay, let's not be.
Yeah, this is Jamie's show. Let him put some order in this chat, bro.
Guys. Stop it now.
And we'll.
It's the only way to do it. Just mute everyone. Right. Guys, I love you all. And I love the passion that we're bringing to this game. I really do. Look, we're all Liverpool fans, and we're all upset right now because the club is not going where we want it to go. And I agree with everyone. Everyone's got good points. No one's right or wrong here, to be fair. There's no one really right. There's no one really wrong. Look, I've looked at it like this. I get grief a lot on my own channel from people that always have a go at me about Jurgen Klopp. Like, why do you go at Jurgen Klopp so much? Why do I do this? Why do I do that? Why do I never blame the owners? I always get this all the time. I blame the owners constantly. You only have to go back and look at my stuff. I always blame the owners. What I do, I'm a content creator. I have got to look at things like give a different opinion to two different sides, yeah? I'm a content creator. I can't just sit here and be sitting on the fence on one side of it. I have to look at everything. So I have to look at the Klopp stuff, the FSG stuff, the stuff in between, the players. I've got to do it all and lay it on the line for everyone to debate and talk about. Also, at the same time, I've got to entertain you guys as well. So there's a lot of the stuff I do, like reading Jordan Henderson's book, pretending to headbutt Alisson yesterday, to headbutt Henderson yesterday if I was Alisson and stuff like that. Look, it's all for entertainment purposes, you know. It's part of my job. When it comes to all this debate, it's very heated because we all love this football club. Yeah? This is our passion. This is our love. Yeah, we love Jurgen Klopp. Everyone, I think, here on the panel and in the chat have got respect for Jurgen because what he's done for this football club. There's no doubt about that. If you haven't got respect for Jurgen, that's fine and all that. But I've got love and respect for Jurgen Klopp. This season, it's gone wrong. It's gone massively wrong, and Jurgen is part of that process. We can't sit here and pretend that Jurgen is not part of that process because that would be mental. Jurgen is, I've been saying it for a while, Jurgen is the face of Liverpool Football Club. He is the main icon of this club at this moment in time. And rightly so in some ways. He was a great manager for us. There's no doubt. He worked at an elite level as a manager. He did at Mainz and he did at Borussia Dortmund as well. And he's at Liverpool Football Club. He's everything at this club. But at this time, at this moment, he's not, for me, just for me, I don't think he's doing the job good enough at the moment. Look, we are 19th in the league table for chances given up to the opposition. That's terrible. The way we play every single week is exactly the same way. No matter what formation changes, we can go 4-2-4, 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3. Because the system doesn't change, the tactics are pointless. It don't matter what formations you're going to change if the system is exactly the same. If new players are coming into the 11, like last night, and it was the same system, there's no point dropping them other players. There's no point dropping a Trent and playing Gomez at right back when he gives you that performance. There's no point dropping Virgil van Dijk and putting Matip in when he gives you that performance when it's exactly the same system. Playing a high, expansive line when you've got Matip as your centre-back who can't move no more is stupid. It just is. You've got to transfer. You've got to change things up sometimes. And I think these sort of questions are allowed to be asked. I think they are allowed to be asked. And I don't think people are wrong for asking these questions. As I say, we all got love for Klopp. We all respect him highly. We all do. He's been at the club for a long time. But I always say it. Players can get to world-class level, and then players can come off world-class as they get older. Managers can be at elite world-class levels, and they can naturally drop off the same as players. It doesn't mean that manager's bad anymore. Maybe Jurgen looks at it. He's been at Liverpool almost 8 years. It's a long time in management now. You look at everyone getting sacked left, right, and centre. I think they said the other day, like, Klopp's one of the longest-serving managers in the whole of English football right now. And he's only been here 8 years. Maybe Jurgen just needs a change. Maybe everyone needs. I don't know. But at this moment in time, Jurgen there's major issues with his coaching at the moment, his tactics. I'm sick of people blaming Pep Linders. If you're blaming Pep Linders, it's a weak point because you don't want to blame the actual manager, in my opinion, because he is the manager at the end of the day. When people say it's a Pep Linders signing and all that, it's nonsense because Jurgen's the manager. And if Jurgen's allowing Pep Linders to do that, then it's down to Jurgen at eventually. Look, if my son is bad at school, that looks bad on me as his dad, as his parent. It's my fault, not his fault, because I brought him up that way. Do you know what I mean? So if Pep's doing things and he's in charge of stuff, it falls on Jurgen at the same time. The owners are shit. We know that. The owners need to go. They're not invested enough into this football club. They're going to invest massively this summer because they got no other choice, and it will happen, right? And it'll get people off their back for 5 minutes. But I've said this for a while now, and I'll let everyone else go. But Jurgen Klopp, for me, is a one-dimensional manager. And when I say that, there's nothing wrong with it. When Jurgen's got his system with all the players he wants that works his system, it's magic, right? It's a one-dimensional way of playing. It's his way, right? When them players fall out of his system, he doesn't know how to change it. I'll go back to when we lost our centre-backs when we were trying to defend our title. He didn't know what to do. He didn't change the system. He kept the system, but just moved midfielders into centre-back positions. So he didn't actually change the system. He just changed the personnel. He didn't quite know what to do. And this ain't a knock on Jurgen. There's loads of world-class managers that have been quite one-dimensional managers, yeah? And that, if we're fine with that, then I'm fine with it. You know, but we've got to be polite here, guys. And, you know, if we're talking and having this debate, and I love this debate, it's great. Big up, Myth. Beautiful. Everyone's been brilliant, yeah? But let everyone have their say now. Carry on. You guys can go back with what I've said. If you agree, disagree, I'm all cool with it. Everyone have their say. Once one's finished chatting, the other one can go, and we'll carry on like that. Back up to you guys. Go for it.
I've got to say something very quickly, right? There's so many things you've just said about being consistent, about the owners, and about Jurgen Klopp, right? But this is the thing. You have one system. If it's not working, you have to change it. You can't just keep using the same thing over and over and over again. It's like using a rubber, right? If you keep using that rubber, it's like using a rubber. It's like using a pencil then.
There right? You go.
Using a pencil over and over again, eventually that pencil's going to break. Right? If you keep using that same pencil over and over again, keep scribbling it down on the paper, eventually it's going to break. It's going to wear a pair of trainers then. Pair of trainers. Use a pair of trainers over and over and over and over and over again, it eventually is going to wear down. It's going to break. And then you're going to have to buy some new trainers. That's what you have to do. You have to evolve is the magic word here. Evolve. Not using the same tactics. The game against Manchester City, I felt like I wanted to drink my own vomit. That game was dead. The game against Napoli, oh my goodness gracious me. We have not beaten this team since we beat them in the Champions League 3-4 years ago. And then before that, you're going to laugh even more. Since the game in the Europa League where Gerrard scored a hat-trick. Come on. And don't get me started on Real Madrid. We have not beaten this team since we beat them 5-0 in the Champions League in 2009.
You're just here to hurt our feelings, bro.
Raul, when they had Gago in their team. Right? It's just, he needs to change the tactics. He needs to change the formation. And some of those players, I've said it 100 times, they've got to go. James Milner should not be in the team, right? Fabinho, we bought this guy in 2012 or 2022, 2021. He's got to go. He's finished, right?
2018.
Bought him from Sunderland, 20 million quid from Sunderland. His time is up, right? His time is up. It's time for fresh blood. If we are Liverpool Football Club. We are not Norwich. We are Liverpool Football Club. I demand trebles. I demand doubles. Title-winning seasons. And I'll go in on the owners as well. The owners are also part of this problem for the lack of investment. Since this guy has bought this club for 300 million, he has not backed a single manager with funds. That guy has been sat there in America with his legs crossed with his wife, while we're sitting there suffering a load of pain. I'm sorry, you get one-way flight back to England, and you give him 300 million in the summer, or otherwise, I want you gone, right? And I've already said it already. Jurgen Klopp's position as manager is in serious danger. I'm questioning this guy's commitment now. No, I'm not going to do what every other person does, or what Arsenal 16-17 season did, where they were trying to defend Wenger. Nah, we're not doing that crap. His position as manager is in serious danger. If I see 1st of September, the same formation and the same tactics, then I've got bad news for you lot. I want him gone.
Fair play.
Hold on, Mick. I wanna ask you and 12 Man a question, yeah. So I just want to see what you guys would class as good players, because again, I fully agree with Mitchell. And to be honest, I'm not even gonna say it was in my mind, because in even the years when Liverpool was winning and stuff and was competing and stuff, again, there was players there that I didn't like. Even me myself.
I agree.
Hold on. You guys can call me crazy, but I'm not a fan of Firmino. Like even when he was winning.
Well, Firmino.
No, because me myself, I like old school strikers. I'm not a fan of.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of.
Firmino, though, I love him, but I get if you like a striker, I get it.
I've not asked you the question.
I do agree with you on that one.
So, do you guys? So, in your opinion, when you see players like Henderson and Milner, who else have we got? Okay, cool. Let's just say Henderson and Milner. What type of level of players do you and 12 Man both think these two are? Would you say the average players?
Okay.
Weights? Would you say they're elite players? Would you say they're top players, world class, or would you say they're just below average? Like, so what's like?
So to answer your question, right?
Yeah.
You see, the thing is, I think you guys are missing my point here. I'm being very, very realistic. Hold on. Let me ask you. Ask me a question, but just before you ask the question, you gave a whole speech about the type of. So let me answer as well the same way you gave it to me. Yeah.
No, that wasn't a question about what I liked or not. I just want to know, what do you think of Henderson? And
Yeah. So I think if I answer, can I explain afterwards?
I don't care about no. The Firmino part was just my own personal. I don't care.
Okay. If I answer the Hendo and Miller question, can I explain my point afterwards?
Okay, cool. I just want to know.
So I think Hendo and Milner, not this season, because this season, I'll be honest, this season no one is impressing me.
Boss, hold on, not season, in general.
In general, I think before when Klopp came and he played Hendo, I was screwing because I thought Hendo was utter rubbish. He would have not been in my pick. But then when he played Hendo and Milner, as they became not elite, but they became efficient players, right? They became one of those players like Hendo. when he was playing well. I don't even know how. I would never pick him if I was a manager, and I'm not even a great manager, but he's not going to be the first thing. But when I see the way he does certain things for the team, even I have to say, okay, I see why he's in the team. So when he's playing well, even me of all people, because you know what I used to think of Hendo before. It's embarrassing. My family used to like diss me all the time. But even when I saw what he did when we were playing well, I have to respect that. Now, going back to the thing, we all understand the team are not playing well. But where we are now, when we started the season, I didn't expect us to be there. And I think even with Klopp's loyalty to certain players, even he didn't think it'd be this bad. But unfortunately, where we are right now, people are saying change tactics, change formation. In game, I see them trying to change tactics, yeah? I see a starting formation, but the way the players are playing, I don't expect them, regardless of what. I swear, if we're playing 1-1-8, I still don't expect the players to play that bad. So at the moment, I just can't see much. If it comes to the next season, the start of the season, and it's not even the formation. If you have the same players, I have a problem. So maybe help me understand. Maybe this is what I'm getting it wrong. We're blaming Klopp for the face of Liverpool club because he's the coach. But do we think he's the reason why we've got every single player we have now? It's a combination of everyone involved, like the owners and everything. Because at the moment, when he started the season, nobody could have told me they'll see us where we are now. If anything, we'd have been competing with City.
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
You thought what are we now? We 8th. I don't even look at the table anymore. We 8th or 9th or what? You thought we'd be 8th?
Yes,
bro. It's
wow.
Okay.
You know what? Do you know what's funny? Yeah. Last season, yeah. I think. How can I say it? People will say that we played well last season, yeah, because and the thing is for me, I think it's subjective to what you feel like your club should be doing. Obviously we won 2 cups, FA Cup and the what was it again, the Carabao Cup, right? Yeah. And if I'm honest with you, those were mediocre performances anyway, because we never. I agree. And this is the problem. People don't understand. Like even the way we won the Champions League, yeah, the final. Don't get me wrong, we deserve to win the final. We deserve to win. But what you don't understand is that we are not brushing teams off. We are not killing Chelsea. We are literally, playing it to penalties. We're playing it all the way to penalties, yeah, and then we win, and then all of a sudden, like, basically what I'm trying to say is it's a smoke screen for me. Last season was a smoke screen. The fact that we were, when people said we were challenging for every cup, I knew we weren't going to win. If any realistic person would have known, we're not winning the quadruple because we didn't have the players. Hold on, we didn't have the players to do so. It's this dream. Oh yeah, my God, we were never winning it. We were never winning the quad. And I'm not one of those, oh my God, I have a dream. I'm not one of those. I'm realistic. We were never going to win the quad. End of.
You know what? Myth, this is what I'm going to do, yeah? Next time, I'm going to get my boy, he's an Arsenal fan, and he's an Arsenal fan, and he will tell you that for the last 3 years, me and him have been going back and forth, and I've been telling him that where we are now is what I was telling him that the last 3 years, like this is what's going to happen. So for me, I'm not mad at this. Hold on. I'm not mad at this because I know that Klopp's playing style, you can't continue to play the way he plays if you don't have backing funding wise. Yeah, you don't invest in new players continuously because Klopp's playing style burns people out. So again, Van Dijk's injury, I'm not surprised. Henderson not being able to run up and down or filling in for Trent, not surprised. But then again, in general, Henderson for me, he's an average player. Milner, average player. Buying players like Gakpo and that again, no idea what they do. Average players.
Okay. Can I just say something to your point?
Sorry.
Let me just. So I agree. We agree everything. So then, what does that make? So now we come back to square one. If I agree with what you guys have been saying like, you didn't think we win the quad last season, and all these average players. So what does that now make Klopp then? Because everybody's agreeing that we've had an average team and we've punched way above our weight. So then, what does he need to do to get where we need to get? So isn't he now the Superman of managers? Because
if I'm honest,
hold on. Let me land my question. Because he's taken a team that should have been 8th and done what he's done in the last 4 years with them. So now all of a sudden, what is he now? Don't we now need to give him the players to keep it going on?
No, it was going to be inevitable that this was going to happen. You know why? Because Klopp.
Yeah, but you said the team should have been 8th.
Listen, hold on. If you look at Klopp, yeah. Klopp does, you know what does? Klopp does, what's the word I was going to say? He does the opposite of what everybody wants him to do. right? We would look at players, right, and we'll think, oh my God, get this player, get that player. He's there. We can go for him. He will do the opposite. You know why? Because he's stubborn, and he doesn't. He wants to. He believes in. He's a systematic manager. So, like for example, Henderson to a lot of people is average. The reason why he shines so much is because he gets saved under a system. There's players that can be saved under a system. But so for example, there is no top manager that can manage this side. This side is unmanageable. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you this for now. And Klopp knows
exactly.
it. And FSG knows that. And FSG knows that. There's no manager. There's no top manager that can come into this Liverpool side and manage these players. Which should tell you. Yes. Which should tell you that they don't have transferable skills. Which should tell you, right, that they're not talented players. Right? They're not. So we are in trouble. We are in trouble.
Then we have to stick with a manager that can make the most of them, right?
Wait, but
what do you mean?
Hold on.
If there's no manager that can come and make this team, because unless the owners are dumping money and giving us we're
at lose-lose. I'm going to be honest with you. We're at lose-lose. I'm going to make the next season.
I agree.
Let me
you know what it is. So
next season,
you're my bestie now.
Yeah, wait. You two need to stop. Just please stop yelling.
Please.
Everyone else.
Okay. Can I just ask everyone, please, Jamie yourself as well, please. What do you expect for next season? I just really, and please be realistic. That's everyone. Everyone, please. What do you expect for next season?
I'll go first. So next season, I expect another year of transition. Personally, I think that's what's going to happen. There's too much in this team to change. It's going to take for me 4 transfer windows to change this team. Okay. Next season's going to be a bit more transitional year. If he gets the midfielders he wants, then I think we do a little bit better than what we're doing this season, obviously. I think, look, we should be, in my opinion, still. I look at the Premier League. I look at the players we have. I look at the Premier League, and in my opinion, we should still be in the top 4. In my opinion,
no way.
Jamie, well, I'm looking at Newcastle and Brighton and Aston Villa and all that are above us. So I'm looking at this team and thinking there's no way we shouldn't be challenging for top 4 right now. So I'm looking at Brighton, Newcastle and Aston Villa. So it's because of the system. We don't allow these players. If you've got players that can't play a system no more, you've got to adapt and change a system that fits these players. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that.
Where do we finish? Where do we finish, Jamie?
Next season, if we get the right players in, because I think we will, I think we finish 4th. And I'll be happy with that. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be happy with that.
Okay. But Jamie, if we finish 4th next season, right? For me, Klopp has to go.
Fair enough.
Because I'll tell you the reason why. Because we've mortgaged the season, right? Because of his decisions on not strengthening in positions we needed to strengthen, even in January. And if he's still in charge the whole of next season, right, and we finish top 4, I'm sorry, you're the reason why. You are primary. I'll be honest, before this season, majority of my blame was on FSG. But this season, it's actually on Klopp. And I'll be honest, if we finish 4th next season, I want him gone. Because I don't want to go back to that stage where we were 17, 18, where we were building to get back to that pinnacle. But if we do finish 4th next season, it would feel like we have gone back to that stage again. But the thing is, shouldn't have even been at that stage in the first place if we would have strengthened in the position of power by supplementing the squad by purchasing a couple of players every year. Like, especially when we were on top or when we were at our heights. So, yeah, if we finish 4th next season, I want Klopp gone.
And then, you might as well want him to go now. Then
that you put when you said where I think
there's no good waiting to next season, mate, or the end of next season.
So there's no way they're winning it. They say that for free, and they're not getting second. No way.
When did Klopp put that quote when he said, "Oh, look at our midfield, who can get in here now"? There was a quote that you put up, Jamie. I'm not sure where. I think it was in one of your previous shows where I think Klopp was saying that. I think he made a reference to try and say that our midfield is so good and that why would we need to strengthen? Like, who can get into
Yeah, but why did he say that though?
He's not that great.
He dug his own
He
grave.
said that because if no one else is coming in, what is he supposed to say as the manager?
No.
You guys are saying so. For example, hold on. You asked Jamie a question, and it was very realistic. And you said, "But you see, the thing is, you can get Klopp out if you're gonna get another manager who the owners are gonna spend on." No, but I'm just saying. What I'm trying to say is, if we've agreed that he's, if people are seeing that this squad should have got eighth, and this is where we deserve to be, and this squad is an eighth place team for the last 3 years, that shows you that we really need new owners, right? In a heartbeat, who are gonna give us money to get the players to change the squad from eighth to first, or we need the manager, or we need the manager that can make the eighth squad. Compete for first, second, finals again.
FSG is not going to sack Klopp.
Bro, do you know what I want? Yeah, I don't want him to go. I actually want Klopp to have a budget, and then I want to see.
I would love that too, but I don't want to spend.
As well.
I want him to have a budget so I can see
what he can do,
and I want him to see who and what players he's going to buy. Because after that, if that doesn't work, I don't want to hear none of you man defend him no more.
Do you know what is scary? Do you know what?
Maybe you guys show me something. Maybe I'm wrong here. Is he responsible for all the players? Like, is it just Klopp?
Let other people talk.
I would say
no. It was Edwards, and he left. And why did he leave?
Right.
We're talking.
Can I ask everyone a question?
Circles.
Yeah.
Can I ask everyone a question quickly? All right. So say we're in a hypothetical situation right now. Yeah. So this is like kind of to the Klopp outers, like the ones that are out now. Yeah. And maybe even Klopp inners can kind of chime in on this as well. So for me, say we think about life after Klopp, right? And I personally do think that there are managers out there that can get us, get us back to like comfortably competing and being in the top four, and at the very, very, very most competing. But I'm not sure if there are managers out there that can get us to that pinnacle, winning the league under this ownership and under this model. And the thing is, I always used to think this, right? And then I had a couple of managers in mind that could potentially do this based on a previous club that they've managed, and the previous club that they've managed, and the similar model that they've worked under those clubs that they would work under this club, if that kind of makes sense. But the thing is, the problem is I don't think two of those managers I don't think are going to be very popular decisions. One of the managers, the first name, this is pre João Felix, when he brought João Felix. So this is like his first, I would say, 7 years as tenure, is Diego Simeone. It's the second Atletico Madrid, because he was also up against two giant clubs in Spain. Just hear me out. In Spain, right? And he didn't really have a massive budget himself when he first came in, right? And he dethroned Real Madrid and Barcelona and won his first league title. He competed as well. He won quite a few Copa del Reys, and he won, I think, a Europa League or two, and he got to the Champions League final. Kind of a similar mold to Klopp in a way. Then the second manager, if he wins his league this season, kind of has emulated that sort of model as well at a previous club, and that's Spalletti at Napoli. But I know Spalletti's too old, and the thing is Diego Simeone's football is not the greatest, so people probably won't want that.
Spalletti will never come
in sacrifice of like winning those honors under this model that we have with FSG. Now there's one more manager. I don't know if you guys know Tom Little from the Sam's channel. He bangs on about this manager a lot, and I was saying no, but then he won the league with Sporting, right? A team that hadn't won the league for 19 years because it was dominated by Porto and Benfica, right?
Yeah.
That's one thing. Second thing, he won he won the league, so he broke that dominance, and then he also, I believe, won a Portuguese Cup. Now, if he wins a Europa League and maybe, I don't know, wins the league, I think, but I don't think it's realistic for them to win the league this season because they're like 17, 18 points. But if he wins the Europa League, maybe he might be the sort of manager that kind of would fit that mold. I just wanted to get your guys' opinions on that.
Can I give you another one,
possible.
mate? That's okay.
Yeah, go
on. I've mentioned him earlier, Marcelo Gallardo.
The problem is, I don't want. He's from the Argentinian league, and I'm not sure.
Mate. That doesn't matter. He's
nah, I think it needs to be someone from Europe that's managed a top 5 league, man.
I want a manager.
But it's about also the way that he approaches football.
I know, I agree with that. I agree with that, but and it needs to be. But I think the level of competition, like between Europe and South America, is a little bit different as well. So that's I get what you mean in terms of like the way they play, the way he plays, and maybe like his tactics
he's more
and stuff.
flexible than Klopp as a coach. He has a plan B as well. He's a far better, and he's a tactician.
Yeah, but the likelihood of that happening is kind of not happening, isn't it? Really, let's be honest.
I mean, if you look at Amaron from Sporting, he would be more pragmatic. He would not be one-dimensional, and he would be able to implement a system in which the players would be capable of doing their duties. Like when people say, you know, Mitchell said earlier that this team is not capable. I mean, I think that you're neglecting the fact that we were 5-1 in Europe before Real Madrid. We beat Ajax twice. We ended their undefeated start to the season. We beat Napoli at home. We beat Man United 7-0. We've played plenty of great football this season. We're just not consistent. So the capability is there. It's keeping it from A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I think someone like Amaron could implement consistency if Klopp doesn't change. Like if Klopp continues to be hell-bent on what he's doing, if you're telling me right now that if I give Klopp 200 million, which honestly I think FSG is going to have to invest, it doesn't matter. I mean, they're a capitalist corporation who eventually are going to want to sell, who eventually will want to sell Liverpool, and they will want to sell in a profit. And the further we dive, the lower their profits get. It's simple economics here. But regardless of that, if you're telling me that if I give Jurgen 200 million, 250, 300 million, and he will change his tactics, then I'm willing to sit here and let him have another season. I don't think that it's smart to force Amaron in there, to force Simeone in there. Like we can beat Klopp out all we want, but there's 8 games left, and
Sorry, Mike. You know what I'm worried about though? Do you know what I'm worried about? We don't really know about Klopp's recruitment. I'll be honest with you. I don't even trust. Let me finish. I don't even trust Klopp. You know why? Because you see, when it comes to Mane and Salah, my understanding is he didn't even bring them in, right? So my thing is this: what makes everyone think that if money is given to? Let me finish. What makes everyone think that if the money is given to Klopp, he's going to be able to bring in the players that are going to make a difference? Because I'll be honest with you, I don't have a clue about his recruitment skills. I have no idea.
Bro, but on the flip side,
hang on, guys, hang on. I'm going to ask a question to everyone here right now. Yeah, I'm going to ask a question to everyone right here now. Who actually built Liverpool Football Club recently? Is it Michael Edwards or Jurgen Klopp?
Edwards.
This is it.
It's Edwards.
I don't know.
Because
I think it's a mixture of the two.
I don't think
it was a joint at one point we're saying Klopp is responsible for all the bad players we have because he didn't change him in 2 years, and now we're saying he's not responsible for bringing the players.
No.
So now,
wait, what?
Apparently he was not responsible for Salah and Mane. He wanted different players.
But he's always wanted Mane. He wanted Mane at Dortmund.
No, he didn't.
No. So if that is the case, right? Then who is really the influential one? Who is the one? Think about it. Those were probably the best players that Liverpool have had in the last how many years? Yeah, Salah and Mane, right?
They don't work without Bobby.
Sorry,
Salah and Mane don't work without Bobby.
That's facts as well.
Yeah, but we're judging them on the individuals. We're not talking about working with whoever. Mane could have went to a club and still been an amazing player. So could have Salah. That's what I'm saying. Forget about Bobby for a minute. All this like I don't care. I don't really no disrespect to Bobby, but this ain't about Bobby. This is about the two players, who have been remarkable for Liverpool Football Club. And I'm saying if Klopp was not responsible. If Klopp was not responsible for buying for going for those two players, then I'm sorry. You told me what player he was.
So you just said earlier on. I'll tell you. Hold on. Earlier on, I could have sworn, and this is what I'm asking because this is probably the only thing I'll stop then. Earlier on, I thought Klopp was responsible for the reason why the squad is so bad. Now he's not responsible for why the squad is so bad. So we have to pick a point and stick with it. That's what I thought. Correct me then. I'm just trying to hear what's right. Go on, explain. I'm just listening now.
No. What we're saying is we're talking about next season, right? And being hopeful and thinking about what is it that Klopp could possibly bring to this team, right? In terms of recruitment. Yeah. And I'm saying when it came to Salah and Mane, one of our most pivotal players for a long time, my understanding is he did not bring those players in. It was Edwards who forced those players to come in, right?
You're misunderstanding.
But can I just say something?
So if I'm misunderstanding,
before you go, you got to realize that. You got to realize this. Let me slam that. You got to realize this first. It was Edwards had a process. There's people that are involved in the process of evaluating talent and people to bring in. It's not like Klopp is told you have to have this player and that's it. Okay, Klopp definitely has a say on either approving it or saying no. I'm going to stand pat and say I don't need this player or don't want this player. Okay.
No, but one thing I guess one can say is he was the driving force.
So let me to finish what
sorry.
I'm pushing back on.
Yeah.
Is that when you have this narrative that you're saying, oh well, Klopp isn't a good evaluator of talent. Klopp can't bring people in. It's all
I said I don't know that. I don't know that.
Because that's exactly. So you're speaking on things that you don't know, but yet you're speaking.
No. What I'm saying is,
you blame. I swear, I don't know if it was you that blamed it for the reason why the squad is so bad, though. Was it you or the other guy?
I don't think either of you are listening. He said
someone said for the last 3 years he's let the team run down. So one point you don't blame him because you don't know.
No, the team performance and how the team has fallen, is down to Klopp. Full stop. Exactly. Right? That's it. Simple as. I don't like. We can talk about FSG, but I said in the last show, I respect a manager that's going to challenge the board. Right? Klopp's got this. Klopp's got this big.
How do you know he hasn't done that?
Because he hasn't.
How do you know that?
Because he's not that type of manager. He is not that type of manager.
That's why he sees FSG at the moment.
He's a good employee. He's a good employee. Let me tell you something. Klopp. Let me tell you something.
You don't know nothing.
All right, thank you. Let me just tell you this. Klopp is perfect for FSG.
Yep.
Point blank. Period. Yep. He is perfect for FSG. One,
we agree.
He's not going to challenge FSG. He's not going to sit down and have crunch talks and say, listen, I'm telling you right now, it's getting to a point where you've got to invest because I can't have my name apart. I can't have the club that I love. Fall like this. We need to break the bank. We need to think about, players' wage structure. We need to really improve because right now I've been here for 8 years and fair enough. The first 3 was me building. Now I want to win things. Now I want to challenge Man City. What are we going to do about that? That is a manager, that's willing to go all the way and challenge the board. Not just say, not make excuses in a conference and just waffle. Every time I hear him in a conference, I'm be honest with you, I cannot stand it. I can't stand a manager who's sitting there waffling. The fact of the matter is, your players are not good enough. You've had a part to play in that. You've had a major part to play in that. So let's not make excuses. Let's just be honest. At the end of the day, the players and the performances, right, is because Klopp has been, Klopp has seen that through, right? Because as a manager, if you see that players, like, if I'm honest with you, I don't even blame. Yes, I agree with whoever said that Klopp should try Trent in the midfield, like at least try, right? My thing is this. My thing is this, right? I don't blame Trent. I don't blame Salah. I don't blame some of the key players that have been playing well for some time and they've kind of fallen off. You know why? Because I always treat it like a kid at Christmas. When you get a new toy, yeah, it makes you want to do things good. When your mum says, you know what, yeah, if I get you this present, yeah, I want you to start doing good in your good at grades. And you know what? For some reason, you want to do good at grades, so you get that present. After a while, if I'm keep on seeing Cater playing, yeah, Curtis Jones right beside me, and I'm seeing Ox, who doesn't even he's just there for a wage, yeah. I'm just gonna start. I'm as a man, as a human, not even as a man, sorry, as a human being, I will get bored. I will get what do you call it? Complacent, because I'm not seeing.
But that's no excuse for them to play that, though.
That is not.
We're not excusing that, though. We don't sign kids. We sign professional footballers. We don't sign kids. We sign professional footballers.
They're human beings, bro.
Yeah,
they're human beings.
They're professionals. Are they professionals or just average players?
They are human beings first.
And you know what? As much as Naby's a failed experiment, yeah, when we got Naby, he was supposed to be the next thing. He was supposed to be Kante 2.0. I was excited, and he's been a failed experiment.
Wait.
We thought we were going to get.
Wait.
I was excited for what we thought we were going to get.
Wait, Bossman, you said Naby Keita and Kante. I'm finished. I know.
No, he was supposed to be. Look, the reason why everyone was going for Naby, everyone thought he was the next thing at that point in time. Now everyone's saying Naby was rubbish. When we signed him, we went all out to sign this guy. We signed him a year and loaned him back. And there was a lot of people looking at Naby. Yeah, but at the point in time,
I can give him this that Naby is one of
the loan. We loaned him back to RB Leipzig, which was stupid.
No, okay. What Mip is saying is true. Is that Naby is our top five, one of our top five, highest purchases ever. But let me just push back on the Mitchell brothers comment, or at least try to answer his comment or question. I guess it was, because I'm going to ask you, do you know who Will Spearman is?
Will Spearman?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Do you know who Ian Graham is?
No, I don't. Why?
So that's my point. Is that I get when you come across with these narratives and then you get these questions, but if you do research or if you knew some of these things, you would understand more of the process that goes into who we bring in, how we bring in.
I'm not saying it's entirely.
Allow me to land, people. I've listened to everyone. Okay, thank you. Will Spearman is director of research. Okay, he's just crazily intelligent person that breaks down all the knowledge and information, and he hands that information to Michael Edwards, or at the time, currently, Julian Ward. Okay, and then Julian Ward then goes to Klopp and says, this is what our analytics crew, our analytics team has decided is going to work with your system, it's going to work with the way you play and all these different things and such and everything else. Okay, they don't do it primarily by eye test like a lot of people like to do. They do it by a lot of analytical crunching of numbers. Okay?
I know that.
And well, you didn't know who those people were.
No, regardless of whether I knew who those people were, I know there's a process.
I know. Okay, great.
I know there's a process.
But my point is this: I'm trying to enlighten you the fact that I do, because I know that these are the ways that they do it. Okay, you're talking about things that you started off your conversation by saying I don't know, and I'm starting off my conversation by saying I do know. So foremost, I'm trying to say, allow for me to enlighten you with some information so you can be better educated on when you bring out whatever it is that you're trying to.
No, hold on, but there's a difference. See, if you were hold on. Let me just explain what I'm saying, and I'll cut off. Yeah, and I'll let you. What I'm saying is this: you clearly haven't listened to me properly, right? Or maybe I didn't elaborate for you to sort of understand. What I'm trying to say to you is this: I understand there's a process. I know it doesn't start with Klopp and end with Klopp, or it probably ends with Klopp, but when it comes to picking out players, there's a process. I understand that there's an analytical team. I'm not saying there wasn't. What I'm saying to you is this, right?
You did but you did say that by saying Klopp, by saying I don't know if Klopp
I said to you, I don't know. Let me give you a little bit.
Because I'm trying to get. You're not listening to what I'm saying. What I'm trying to get across is that.
But if you're speaking on what I'm saying, I just
about Klopp.
No, because you're not. Listen, if you understand what I'm saying, then you might be. What I'm saying to you is this: there's no Edwards no more. There's no Ward no more. So those people that you just mentioned. Hold on. Those people that you just mentioned are no longer there. So when I say to you, I don't know. Hold on. So when I say to you, right, I don't know if Klopp, right, I don't understand. I don't know where, when it comes to recruitment, I don't have a clue what he's going to do. That's the reasons why I'm saying that, because the person who was so pivotal in bringing these players in and the analytics, whatever, Julian Ward, Edwards, and I think there was some other person as well who's left. I can't remember his name. Right?
Ian Graham.
Yes, they have gone. Right. So this is why I'm saying to you, I don't personally.
But these guys brought in only players that can finish 8th, you said. So what? So now they're gone. We should get better players, right?
We were talking about. Oh my! Do you understand that?
I could have sworn you said that you expected the team to be 8th.
You're not making any sense.
Guys, let me throw my 2 cents. So
Edwards, hold on.
Magana, brother, what's up?
How you doing, my brother? Good to see you.
Yeah.
We're not just.
What's happening?
I did.
Guys. Let just Quasi have his say, guys.
So I like the passion, though. I'm gonna be honest. I love the passion. But Jamie, I think you almost sold my tender before I came in. The thing that people are not asking is why are all these people who made Liverpool became a success left? That is the question before anybody should question. Before anybody should question FSG, Klopp, or anybody in there. The problem is there's a disconnect amongst the hierarchy, and then it's trickled down to the field. Why are people leaving? Remember, Julian Ward was there for less than 6 months, and then he quit. You know, these are the problems. Everybody is making knowledgeable points. Some people have more knowledge, some people have a little bit more. But the question that nobody's
He's gone.
And people who are very important to bring these players have quit it. I know somebody made a good point earlier saying, why are we trying to get Caicedo at 89 million when if our recruitment were doing their good job, we would have got him for 7 or 8 million.
Thank you.
That is the part where we are losing the battle. We are losing the battle at that point.
Thank you.
Also, I'm also very uncomfortable giving so much power to Klopp, and that's why I get against FSG, because I know Henry. Henry is a loyal person. If you know Henry, if you are good, he will give you the keys to the kingdom. And right now, he's done that with Klopp, and Klopp, it seems to me, is not knowing what to do with all the power he has. He was great when he was just managing football, and Edwards was doing his thing. The question that we should be doing, or we as Liverpool fans should be questioning why we don't have a director of football to be able to question Klopp, because a lot of the players that came in last year is after Edwards. Edwards is the model. All this FSG model is not working. FSG model is not working. That's nonsense. Edward is the model. Just like 12 Man says, the 3 men that he mentioned, they are part of the model. It was working. Why did we stop? When we stopped, things got worse. So that's what I'm going to say. I'm just going to jump out, say salute to my brethren. Jamie, thank you so much. Guys, keep the passion, man. I love y'all. Peace.
Welcome.
Nice one, man.
Charlie, safe. I think.
Go on.
Sorry, can I just say, so do you know what it is, right? Everybody's got valid points. Everything makes sense. But this is the thing I don't know. So when you talk about the recruitment and all the information, I think the other guy was dropping some knowledge, mentioning some names and research. That's the bit I don't know. But you see, this is exactly my point. When it's like we all have issues at our club. Like I think me and the Mitchell brothers, I don't know, we agree on certain things. But the point is, on one hand, we're saying Klopp is the reason why the team. And no, in fact, someone asked there's 2 very important questions. One was, where do we see ourselves last season? And I asked the question, where did we think we'd be even with the bad window we had this season? And some guy said he saw it 8th. He thought we were going to be 8th. I hand on heart, I didn't think we were going to win because I thought we needed some midfielders, but I didn't think we'd play as bad as we are in certain games. And someone saying that Klopp has let the team run down for the last 3 years, I think it's more than we think it is. So on the flip side, yes, if you want Klopp out, it makes sense, but you need the owners to match that, right? If you're going to blame Klopp for the bad recruitment, you also got to blame for the good recruitment. If you say Klopp, it's only if the team was always an 8th place team and they've overachieved. Which way you look at, you can't completely blame Klopp without giving him time, because one, if it's an 8th place team, then he's done wonders for the last 3 years. if he's the reason why the team is so rubbish, then he's the same reason why we did well, because we were struggling before he came. So you have to give him, like, this season, at this point, this season is, if I had my own way, he tried the next generation. I don't even care where we end up, because the season, it's not even, I look at the team selection, right? And the players, it's what the players are doing on the pitch. I can't even imagine that any manager is letting the players go out to play the way they're playing. Like someone said, he looks like he's giving up. He has, because he thought it was bad, but he didn't think it'd be this bad. Usually he could just manage, put a few players in, drop some players out of position, rotate the team a little bit, and then we get there. But what we're seeing now, the drop off, before you might have like a drop off in midfield, a drop off in some of the front, like Firmino wasn't scoring for ages. Then Mane and Salah tips in. Mane was struggling for time, put him in as a striker, he scores because Salah's scoring. So there's always been little problems, but this season, the whole team, even our chaos man in Nunes, who you get, he's the only guy, he's not scoring, but he's excited to watch. Even he's not firing. So all of a sudden, when people say he's letting run down, like they're saying all these things, then we need to actually see what he can do with the right players. He needs the right players. It's not even about the money, because the Napoli team didn't cost that much. We need the recruitment to get it right. Because if you're going to spend 300 million on Jude Bellingham or whatever, Jude is not fixing this problem. They need to get the right players, or get rid of Klopp, but get rid of the ownership, get a manager, because the two need to work together. Do you get what I'm saying? That's the problem.
Look, guys. Sorry, Mitchell. Sorry, man. We're going to have to end it there because my StreamYard has just gone down for some reason, and it's kicking people off the stream, and I'm not the one doing it. So, my StreamYard's just gone down. So we're going to have to probably call it there before the whole thing stops. Big up to everyone joining me today. I love this heated debate. Went 2.5 hours. Great heated debate, guys. Look, we're all passionate football fans. We're all passionate Liverpool fans. Not every Liverpool fan is going to have the same opinion as the next Liverpool fan, because we just love our club. And we all want the best for our football club, and we want the best in different kind of ways. That's why I always say there's no right or right. There's no real wrong. Big up to everyone. Big up to Miff for making his debut. Much appreciation, my friend. Much appreciation. Big up
Shout out to all you guys. Have a great evening. Thanks, Jamie, for having me, man.
No worries, always. No worries, guys. Big up to everyone here. Thank you very much. We do appreciate you. We do love you. I'll be back on Friday, guys. Big show Friday. We've got Igal, Goonali, and Tariq on the show doing a Liverpool Arsenal preview. So make sure you join us for that. Until then, guys, enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy tomorrow.
Respect.
Bye-bye.